I mean, that is the worst, though. Like, you're in a playoff run. You're trying to get there. You're doing it. You need wins, and something like that beats you.
Tough loss, but still within 3.5 of a wild card spot in the AL are the Tigers. And look at Scooble. You talk about a triple crown for maybe Aaron Judge. Well, look at these numbers for a pitcher. By the way, the last time it happened was 2011. Both leagues, Verlander, Kershaw did it, and he's trying to accomplish that this year. Boy, if they get in, he'd be the right kind of guy you could trust on the mound to start for you in Game 1. Of the postseason contenders, as we look ahead, who do you trust the most to be your starter in the postseason?
For me, it's the New York Yankees and the ace, Garrett Cole. He's been outstanding over his last 7 starts, a 1.5 ERA, so he's pitching well at the right time. And in his postseason career, he's 10-6 with a 2.9 ERA, 134 Ks in 17 appearances. I love his stuff, EK, because he has the plus fastball, goes anywhere from 96 to 100 miles an hour, and that nasty whooper-duper. And really, he has the mound presence. He can go up against anybody's ace in all of baseball and feel like he can go toe-to-toe, pitch-to-pitch against those guys. And so everybody else, especially with the pitching injuries we had this season, I feel like the rotation's a little bit thin, but he's the constant presence, and he's the weapon in New York.
Yeah, I mean, for certain that you can't go wrong with Garrett Cole. I'm going to go to Philadelphia, though. I like Zach Wheeler. And one of the reasons I like Zach, not only is he pitching well, but he has postseason experience. Since August 1st, a 1.76 ERA, 60 strikeout to 9 walk ratio. He's gone 6 innings in each of those 8 starts. You talk about the postseason. 10 starts, a whip of .72. 63 innings pitched, 36 hits. I mean, for me, I'm putting Wheeler out there, and I'm running with it.
Whip that.
Easiest fastball I've ever seen from anybody, whether it be a closer or a starter. He can touch 100 miles an hour with ease, and he's pitch efficient. In that ballpark, that contests to how good his stuff is.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw it to Chris Sale if Atlanta does get in, worth mentioning.
Gotta mention the left.
The Yankees last night survived a bit of a scare. Watts sort of fouled the ball off his foot in the 6th, checked it out on the field, stayed in the game. Then 2 pitches later, look at that, up, out, and gone. His 39 home runs now and 100 runs batted in. Boy, he and Judge continuing to tear up pitching. Welcome in, our MLB insider, Ken Rosenthal. And Ken, it's always good to see you. Clay Holmes gave up the lead in the 7th before the Yankees eventually won in extras last night. What are the biggest concerns now facing the Yankees in terms of how they handle their bullpen and their rotation going toward the postseason?
Well, Chris, let's start with their rotation. They have 6 healthy starters right now. They wouldn't need that many in the playoffs. Just 2 in the wild card round, 3 in the division series, 4 in the final 2 rounds should they advance. So they're going to have to sort through that in the coming weeks. Now, Nestor Cortez Jr. starts tonight. He's pitched out of the bullpen. Clark Schmidt could possibly move to the bullpen. And there's even been talk of Luis Gil, who's been a Rookie of the Year candidate as a starter, but there's a concern that he might not throw enough strikes to pitch in relief. Now, you mentioned the bullpen. Clay Holmes pitched in the 7th inning last night. He's been removed from the closer's role, but in a sense, this is liberating for Aaron Boone as manager because he can match up, he can choose the relievers he wants for the lanes he wants, and also Luke Weaver, to this point, last couple of outings as a closer, he's been lights out.
Still a concern for Yankee fans. On to the Astros. Jose Altuve left last night's game hurting in his side, was not in the lineup today. How concerned are they in Houston about him?
Chris, they say they are not concerned. Manager Joe Espada told reporters after today's game that additional imaging has been done on Altuve and nothing serious has been seen. So far, so good, but he is day-to-day, and obviously is a huge concern for them because Kyle Tucker is coming off that right shin fracture. Alex Bregman's dealing with elbow soreness. They need Altuve healthy.
All right, thank you, Ken. And we're going to see you a little later in the show with Aaron Boone. I look forward to that. That's coming up. While the beloved James Earl Jones passed away on Monday, his accolades are too long to list. Known for that deep, iconic voice that brought to life an array of characters from Darth Vader to Mufasa, Jones also left his mark on the hearts of sports fans for his roles in movies like The Sandlot and, of course, Field of Dreams.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. This field, this game, it's a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
James Earl Jones was 93 years old.
Think scaling your AI pilots is hard?
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
The Phillies than anybody else. That one's out to left. That's pretty well hit. Hernandez is going back on the run out to the scoreboard, and it is gone! Swinging a hot shot out toward right center field. That's got a chance. It is gone! Out to center field. That one's well hit. Going back as Pages. It is gone! He's hit one to left. He's hit one to right. And now he hits one to center field. Hit in the air to deep left field. Back it goes. Elias Diaz puts the National League in front. At 32 years old in his All-Star debut, a go-ahead home run. You never forget your first All-Star game. You are never going to forget your first potential game-winning homer. Ramirez swings and misses. The National League's finally back on top. First All-Star game win since 2012. Holiday, no doubt feeling the pressure that comes with the expectations as the #1 consensus prospect in baseball. And Holiday through the right side. There it is. The first of many. Jackson Holiday with his first major league hit. And it comes in a major moment.
There are the smiles. It was just a matter of time, folks.
Phillies just crushing people right now. Harper, the swing of his life! Wow! It is gone! That one went out of the ballpark in a second. How about that for an exclamation point? Baby, going high.
Phillies and Dodgers, the two best records in all of baseball, and important because remember the top two best records in each league get that first round bye, and you see how close Cleveland and the Yankees are at the moment over in the American League. So with Eric and Dontrell, we're going to play a little World Series mashup. I'm going to pair two teams together, and you guys have to tell me which of the two has the better chance to win the World Series. So it's got to be one of those two. All right, we're going to start with the top two records in baseball. So who has the better chance, Eric, to win the World Series of the Phillies and the Dodgers?
I mean, I got to go with L.A. And the reason I go with L.A., Yoshinobu Yamamoto threw the other night, threw extremely well. Glass now coming back and throw a sim game. So they're starting to get healthy right now at the pitching level. The offense, the top three in the lineup, unparalleled. Max Muncy back in the lineup, Tommy Edman, an acquisition, Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, they really don't have a vulnerability outside of health, and they are getting healthy.
I love the ads. I'm with you. I'm with the Dodgers as well. I love the ads of Edman. He provides depth. You can put him anywhere in the outfield. Also, Michael Kopech in the back end of that bullpen has been absolutely stellar. Also, Jack Flaherty getting some depth in the rotation as well. So the Dodgers right now are getting healthier at the right time, and they're coming together at the right time as well.
Well, I grew up a Dodger fan, so I'm happy. But the Phillies, I think the Phillies
They're strong.
could go either way. All right, Dontrell, how about the two teams fighting for the AL East title right now. Who has a better chance? Eric, we'll go with you on this one. The Yankees or the Orioles? Of those two, better chance to win the World Series?
So I like the Yankees right now just because of the pitching compared to Baltimore. Like Baltimore right now, they do not look good at all. The offense has been faltering. Not a lot with the starting rotation just because of the injuries, and the bullpen, not good either. The Yankees, though, again, they have as good a chance as anybody in the American League. You mentioned earlier Garrett Cole on top, and then Soto and Judge. I mean, for me, it's the Yankees.
All right, Dontrell, this one, and what are we going to have? The Royals and who? Let's see. Cleveland or the Royals? So we're looking at the AL Central. Of those two, who has the better chance?
I got to go with the Kansas City Royals, and this feels like a ball club, EK, that's been waiting in the weeds the whole season. But I love their rotation depth. You have Cole Reagans, you have Seth Lugo, who is in the Cy Young running as well. They're outstanding, and they have Michael Walker, so they have rotation and experience and depth. Also, Bobby Wood Jr. is an absolute problem. He's going to get MVP consideration, even though we know it's the big man Aaron Judge's award, but Bobby Wood Jr. leads baseball in hits and what have you. They're a talented bunch, and I think they're going to do some damage.
Let's go to the top wild card teams in the National League. Diamondbacks, Padres. Of those two, Eric, who's the better chance to win?
Well, I'll tell you what the National League hopes, that those guys finish 4 and 5 and have to play one another in the first round, so somebody gets knocked out. You could flip a coin, but for me, I think the Padres are a little better equipped to win the World Series. They've got Cease and King, 1-2, that can shut out anybody. The offense, top average in Major League Baseball, they do not swing and miss. They put the ball in play. And he did with Adam and Scott. You've got Suarez at the back end. They are going to be dangerous.
Yep, since the All-Star break, Padres, right, best record in baseball. How about the two teams fighting for the last NL wild card spot, the Mets or Braves, Dontrell, assuming they get in, who goes further, who gets it all?
Can I take a Frank Thomas, Dr. Flop right here? Because I like both of them, but I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves because of their experience. I know. I've been picking the Mets all
You've been on that Mets.
Chris Sale, he's the front runner for the National League Cy Young Award. They have Ozuna, who's had a phenomenal year. They've overcome some big-time injuries, but I still feel like their experience down the road will get them into the postseason. They will not panic. But I love the Metropolitans right now. But they have a tough road. They got to play Philly twice. They got to play Milwaukee. So I'm going to stay with the Atlanta Braves to get in.
He's flip-flopping.
I did. I had to flip-flop. I'm sorry.
Or he's running for political office.
There you go.
Hey, when we continue live, Shohei Ohtani hits his 47th home run, steals his 48th base last night. Should we expect this level of dominance in the postseason? That's what the Dodgers are wondering as well. And in any other year, Francisco Lindor would be getting plenty of MVP support. We're going to ask where he ranks among this season's top performers. As we count you down to the Yankees and the Red Sox, Nestor Cortez is on the mound for New York, protecting that game-and-a-half lead in the AL East over Baltimore.
Ever worry your whole life is spent on golf?
Thank goodness I wasn't talking tonight because that got out of here quick. Soto, Judge, and now Stanton, all of Homer.
Well, that's officially the hardest hit ball of the season so far in the majors. The previous was Ohtani, a single at Toronto, 119.2.
Ohtani scalds another baseball. Base hit in right field. Pages struts home. 3-0 Dodgers.
That came off the bat at 119 miles an hour. Like, if I'm playing first, I don't want any part of that. That's the hardest of his career, 119.2, wow. If you're keeping track at home. I mean, thank goodness that wasn't at somebody.
Machado drives one to deep left field. It is back, and it is gone. 3-run home run for Manny Machado. A blast in Seoul, South Korea. Padres take a 15-11 lead.
Oh, my goodness. It was a changeup. It was a hanger, middle in, above the belt buckle, and there was no doubt about this one.
Deep to left, and it's a home run. Boy, the last guy on the ball club you'd expect to hit a home run. Jessup went into the screen. That ball's not even close.
You talk about looking for a reason.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. Don Zimmer, a 72-year-old man. Pedro Martinez threw him down.
There's a fly ball deep to left, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run.
Sanchez throw, Roberts, safe. Ortiz here tonight. The Boston Red Sox with the biggest comeback in postseason baseball history.
From one longtime rivalry to a potential future rivalry, if the Yankees should meet the Dodgers in the World Series, that would deserve a wow, and so does the performance already of Aaron Judge chasing that triple crown. He's just a batting average away, and you see where he ranks currently. By the way, the home runs, RBIs leads all of baseball in that department, and Shohei Ohtani with what he did last night, 50-50. No player has ever done that. He certainly is on pace with about 15, 16 games to go. So of the two, and I know this is a difficult question, but we as sports fans love this kind of stuff. What's the more impressive season, what Judge is doing or what Ohtani is doing?
I love Shohei Ohtani, but Aaron Judge has a chance to be 60-piece in 140. That's some numbers that EK back in their era, that's a first base number. But again, that's some serious damage. The batting average is there. This is not a guy that just slugs. He's been a constant presence all season long. That's why we're shocked that he's struggling the last couple weeks. But to be able to do that type of damage, especially if he struggled in the beginning of the season, is truly impressive.
I mean, for me, again, you can't go wrong with either guy. I've seen Aaron Judge do this, though. He did it a couple of years ago or something very similar. For me, what Ohtani has done and what he is continuing to do, the 50-50 season, I mean, it's just a matter of time. And he's doing it in an impactful way. It's not empty numbers. He's been important for the Dodgers, especially with Mookie Betts, who probably was the front runner for MVP when he went down with the broken hand. Ohtani goes to the leadoff spot and has really led these Dodgers. The stolen bases, impactful, the home runs, and it's still going.
It hasn't even pitched yet.
They needed that 50-piece, too. I mean, he's trending it at. Everything has been impactful, and you're right, EK. Once he slid into that leadoff spot, he was even better.
When you're talking 50-piece, are you talking the home runs or stolen bases?
Both of them.
Right? It's still a couple of weeks for both of them to do more damage. All right, let's do a hit and run. We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock and kind of go through this and get your thoughts on who will have a bigger postseason target. Will it be Judge or will it be Ohtani?
I have to go with Shohei Ohtani. He looks comfortable. This guy signed a big-time contract. You thought the world was on his shoulders, and now he's having a historic season. I think it's him.
At the plate, Ohtani. On the bases, Ohtani. And Bill Plaschke of the LA Times suggested today, what if he comes out of the bullpen?
Oh.
What? You tell me.
That's not unheard of. We've seen that. All right, how about who's more deserving of MVP votes? We know who the leaders are, but what about a Lindor or a Bobby Witt Jr.?
For me, it's Bobby Witt Jr. He's been absolutely impactful defensively and offensively, leads all of baseball in average and in hits. He's this big reason why the Kansas City Royals, as the season ends today, they're in the postseason.
For me, also Bobby Witt Jr. And the reason he gets 2 more stolen bases, he becomes the first player in Major League history to go 30-30 twice in his first 3 seasons. Had a chance to see him this weekend. electric.
All right, how about this? Astros have been in the ALCS 7 straight years. 8 would be the record. They could tie it. Will that continue for Houston?
It will continue.
You think they'll be there?
You'll see Chef Jimmy once again down there. They'll be rocking and rolling. Alex Bregman in the second half played better and really got his foot down. Altuve, Alvarez, they're the constant presence in that lineup. They've turned Minute Maid into a daunting place for opposing teams to win, and it consistently stays there.
Yeah, who is it? Is it Mattress Mac?
Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac will be making an appearance for the 8th straight time. I agree. I mean, again, you can make a case for a couple of different teams, but the Astros have the pedigree, and they're peaking at the right time.
All right, Arise, he hasn't struck out in what seems like forever. Not near the record, but for him, the over-under, does he go the rest of the season without a strikeout?
Without a strikeout. Elite bat-to-ball skills and lightning quick hands, and he's elite at situational hitting. I don't think he strikes out again this season.
I did a lot of analysis, and it came down to this. He's due to have a strike. Yeah, he's due. He's got a strike.
Don't wish that evil on him.
I don't wish it. It's just like it's got to happen.
Coming from a hitter who knows something about slumps.
Striking out.
Oh, just a little. It goes the other way. All right, there's Josh Naylor. Some of you will see the Rays and the Cleveland Guardians neck and neck. Cleveland with the Yankees for the best record in the American League, or at least the most wins. And Alex Cora getting his Red Sox ready. They're still in the wild card hunt. Coming your way live, Yankees, Red Sox on Baseball Night in America.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen.
Brett Rooker joining the show in studio. We're going to talk hitting.
What are you thinking right here? That's 95 at the very top, and I at least foul it off. So I know I can cover it. If I make that same move and have that same mindset, I can cover the fastball at the top. And if I can cover that fastball at the top and at least foul it off with 2 strikes, then I know I'm on the rest of the pitches. And I know I've got time to adjust to it. Can we get a side view? One of the side views back up? And I think God, he's going to work here.
I know, he's definitely ready.
Here he comes.
He's ready, man. Reaching out, Bobby Wood Jr. into the outfield. Unbelievable play. And a double play.
He's going to turn it.
Wow.
Stop it. And on his 24th birthday, gives a gift to Cole Reagans.
Dodger fans just got treated as something that maybe they hadn't seen before. They just got bobbied. For Royals fans, that's a daily occurrence. But to get bobbied is to be wowed.
This is it. The beekeeper made his way, a grand entrance onto the field here. He just removed the bees.
Bees are all gone. We're clear for baseball. Diamondbacks in extra innings this year, just 1 and 3. Christian Walker, goodbye Arizona. Woo! The first career walk-off home run for Christian Walker. His first multi-homer game this year, and the Diamondbacks walk off the Dodgers.
Cam Collier out towards right field. This one heading back for the bullpen at the wall. See you later. Cam Collier breaks this one open. A 1-0 lead on a 1-0 pitch.
Cam Collier, MVP of the 2024 All-Star Futures Game.
It was an amazing moment. It's something I'll never forget.
7 up, 7 down, all via the strikeout for Skeens. 11 strikeouts for Skeens. 6 innings of no-hit baseball in his first career start on the road. What a man!
Wow.
Paul Skeens! You gotta love it, Pittsburgh. He's yours. He's yours.
He did not disappoint. Came out, was spectacular.
In his first major league win.
Ohtani with a man aboard in one way.
Smashes this ball. Forget about it. Marte doesn't even move. It's gone. 2-0 LA. The 176th of Ohtani's career. He stands alone for Japanese-born sluggers. 100.
Is a game of inches. But as the postseason draws closer, these small margins can make all the difference. In New York, Aaron Judge is ready to put a stamp on his MVP case.
Aaron Judge has done it again. Amazing.
In the AL Central, The Guardians know every win matters if they want to maintain their hold on first place. It's baseball night in America. Next on Fox.
Red Sox starter tonight, Cooper Criswell. He's bounced back and forth from the bullpen on the rotation in 4 starts since his return to the rotation. Good ERA, just over 2. You'll see Yankees, Red Sox, and some will see first place Cleveland. That's Stephen Kwan as the Guardians, outstanding home record, host the Tampa Bay Rays. Baseball Night in America is sponsored by Geico. Welcome inside our Fox studios here in Los Angeles. We're live, and thanks for being with us. Hope you're having a good week with Dontrell Willis and Eric Karros. I'm Chris Myers. Before we get you out to the ballpark, let's see what kind of games, what kind of action took place earlier, including the Astros, leaders of the West, hosting the A's. 8th inning, Oakland down a run until Brent Rooker hits this deep to tie the game.
And he's got to end the season hitting over 300 just so he can have that 300, 130 home run season.
John Singleton gives the Astros the lead in the bottom of the 8th. A couple of batters later, Mauricio Dubon, a grounder, and Houston goes on to win it 6-3.
Got a broken record, right? It could be an 8th straight year in the championship series.
At the moment, a 4-game lead over the Mariners in the AL West. Tigers all of a sudden in the wild card hunt within 3.5. Playing the Rockies, Ezekiel Tovar hit one deep, but there's Riley Green.
I love his athleticism. He's such an important piece when he is healthy, not only defensively, but offensively in that lineup as well.
Tie game. Skubal pitched well. Bullpen couldn't. Jacob Stallings, a shallow fly. That'll get a run home. The Rockies win it 4-2.
I mean, you're chasing a playoff spot. You get beat like that in a game where you have your ace on the hill. So deflating.
But it's amazing that the Tigers have come up in the conversation. These are the up-to-the-date standings. You see where they are, just behind the Twins. And the Yankees with that 1.5-game lead in the AL East. Cleveland up 4.5. And the Astros with that win, a little cushion room over Seattle. Well, after hitting 62 home runs in 2022, many thought we'd reached the height of Aaron Judge's abilities. Yet somehow this season he's been perhaps even more dominant at the plate, leading the Bronx Bombers like a true captain.
You can never knock me. You can never stop me.
Aaron Judge, it's hard to believe he's gotten even better.
Aaron Judge, the superstar, is locked in.
Trying to be a tough at-bat. I think that's what it really comes down to, is you never want a pitcher to feel comfortable on the mound, in any situation. If it's start off the game or if it's in a big spot where you got a chance to win the game, you want to put that pressure on the pitcher and, have him make mistakes.
His power is just incredible. What he can do with his bat is just unbelievable. I think that's one of the crazy things I've ever seen from a player.
He could take you deep at any time, any point in the game against anybody, any count. Hard to beat him with velocity. I mean, not only is he such a great power hitter, he's a complete hitter. He's very poised in the box. He controls the bats very well.
He's the fuel that makes us go. It all starts with him, and he understands to gather everyone around him and have us all be a big force, and that's what it's about.
That is Aaron Judge. He's playing center field.
Now starting there every game is pretty impressive.
An outfielder, you got to be able to play all 3 positions. And, center field, I love to play. You got the most room out there. You kind of command the outfield a little bit. You can communicate with them, move guys here, move guys there. Love center field.
To be able to play multiple outfield positions is huge and helps the team be more dynamic and just makes us better.
We may be looking at the greatest season ever by a center fielder.
He's our franchise player. He's our leader on and off the field. So, he's the captain. He means a lot to everybody.
The captain of the team, I try not to change too much of what I've already done over the past, 6 or 7 years in the big leagues with the Yankees. It's just, go out there, lead by example, be a great teammate, motivate your team, try to help push guys to go to that next level. I think that's what it's all about.
Despite his current slump, it's been a career year for Aaron Judge. He leads the majors in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. And New York continuing to battle Baltimore for the AL East crown. think some thought the Orioles would run away in the division, but the two remain separated only by a game and a half, with the Yanks on top. And the fans of the Bronx still hungry to end that World Series drought, their last title back in 2009. Mentioned having an MVP type of season, but in the last 15 games, and this is the longest homer drought in Aaron Judge's amazing career, and you see the batting average, it just has not happened for him, and hoping to snap out of it just in time. And I think, Dontrell, that begs the question. We know what kind of player he is. He got off to the slow start. Fans booed. He became Aaron Judge. But the timing of this slump, does that concern you?
You know, the timing and also the swing and miss is starting to show its ugly head. 21 strikeouts over the last 15 ball games, over the last 54 at-bats. I need my man to start barreling some baseball. It's almost like a jump shooter. I need him to see him go down a couple times and start to get some rhythm going into the postseason, and they need him to be a presence in that lineup. You have enough guys already struggling, trying to find their way in that lineup. You can't have one of the best hitters in all of baseball start to struggle, and you guys limp into the postseason, and now you're one-dimensional with this Soto being the constant threat. So I need him to get his foot down, start hitting that baseball to the opposite field, because that's his power side as well, but he needs to start barreling the baseball and getting himself in hitter-friendly counts so he can take a shot at it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm worried, though, just because of what you mentioned earlier. He had that stretch at the beginning of the season. April, it just was not good, but he rebounded from it. He's as strong mentally as there is of any player in the game. So my money's on Judge.
Okay. How about Yankees focusing on something down the stretch here as they get into the postseason?
You got to focus on the bullpen, right? I mean,
Yes,
that's something that
on our mind.
You don't have a definitive answer. And, I like what Ken Rosenthal said earlier, where there's no specific role, and Aaron Boone is going to have an opportunity to just mix and match, whether it's with Holmes, whether it's with Weaver, whether you could put Luis Gil in the bullpen. Right. But that's something that's going to transpire over the next few weeks. Very similar to what the Dodgers do. Dodgers don't have a definitive guy in that ninth inning. It allows Dave Roberts to mix and match. That's what Booney's going to have to do.
You'd have Holmes and say, hey, you go get...
I was thinking about that, but I changed. And the reason I changed is because, again, Aaron Boone is going to have an opportunity. It's better to mix and match. Right. If you don't have Clase shutting it down, right? Like, I'm putting up the best situation where, hey, this guy matches up against his hitters.
Win the matchup.
Okay. Yeah. Forget this definitive role stuff.
Also get Giancarlo Stanton going, too. When he was rolling in that lineup as well, that was the true power threat to protect everybody else, and that threat to hit the ball out of the ballpark as well. 10 Ks over his last 7 ball games, hitting under 100. That's not acceptable even for him.
Yeah. All right, Yankees-Red Sox, their final head-to-head meeting of the season. Red Sox have had the advantage this year, just as they did last year. Let's send it out to Ken Rosenthal, who's with Yankee manager Aaron Boone.
Thanks, Chris. Aaron, you've got a relatively healthy team right now. 6 starters, full bullpen, even some competition in the outfield. Knowing the postseason can be rather random, how comforting is it as a manager just to have this complement of players?
Yeah, definitely. This time of year, in a lot of ways, I feel like this is as whole as we've been any time over the last several years that I've been here, where sometimes we've had guys missing this time of year. We've gotten a handful of guys back into the mix. So we feel really good about that. But now it's on us to go put our best foot forward and try and win games to close this thing out.
Aaron Judge, 15 games without a homer. It's baseball, these things happen. But what have you seen over the last couple of weeks in him?
Yeah, baseball. I mean, I tell people all the time, even for the best of the best, like, hitting's hard. The best hitters, still walk back to the dugout more than they don't. And, he's probably missed a handful of pitches maybe that when he's rolling, he puts in the seats, but he's not far off.
Aaron, thanks. Good luck. Chris, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ken, and thanks, Aaron. And boy, the Yankee title drought, not the worst, but you see they're inching up there for them winning it all. And, of course, the most World Series titles of any team in the history of the game with 27. Currently, this group third on that list. It's been 14 seasons, but you'll see them go after the division as we whittle down, just 2.5 weeks until the playoffs. Juan Soto, another 100 RBI, 100-walk season with teammate Aaron Judge, outstanding for the Yankees. Most will see the Red Sox and New York. Some will see Cleveland hosting Tampa Bay. Josh Naylor, a 100 RBI season. Thanks for being a part of Baseball Night in America on Fox.
have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a
2 balls and a strike on O'Hoppe. There's a fly ball out toward left center field. This one headed a long way. The game is tied on a long home run by Logan O'Hoppe.
Wayne, that was O'Hammer. I mean, that is way out to left center field.
467 feet.
467. So Walker hit a 464 in Arizona. He goes, well, I can top it by 3 feet. That is a strong, strong man. Just like that, we got a tie ball game.
And that is pounded deep out to left. The walk-off slam for Wyatt Langford.
Steps up here in the bottom of the ninth with the bases loaded and just unleashes on Clay Holmes with a game-winning walk-off grand slam home run.
A wild adventure this one was tonight.
Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Second deck. High fly ball. Right field. Abreu back. On the track. See ya. A long home run for Rice. Driven out to right field and deep. There it goes. What a day for Ben Rice. His third home run. Another 3-run shot.
Rafaela with a fly ball to right field, tagging up. It'll be Yoshida. He will scamper in to score. And there's a shot down the line. He'll come down the stretch here in the 2024 season. And both these teams playing meaningful games every night for different reasons. The Yankees, of course, tracing down a division title while the Red Sox try to keep their hopes for a wild card berth alive. And the Yankees pretty much have been neck and neck with the Orioles all summer long. They currently have a 1.5 lead over the O's with 16 games left. The Red Sox with some work to do, 4 games back of the last spot. We're walking inside. Hope we're having a great week. Joe Davis with the Hall of Famer John Smoltz. Ken Rosenthal join us in just a bit. As these teams go into every day feeling like they need it, they got it in a big way last night. Walk-off wins and extras.
Well, those walk-off wins are big anytime during the season, but they're even bigger in September, especially when you're in a playoff hunt. And the Yankees got a huge win against a tough Kansas City team. This base hit sealed the deal and kept them in first place by a 1.5 games. It's the momentum you want going in to a great year that the Yankees are having. On the other side, when you're basically hanging in there, these are the kind of moments that can propel a team, and they know they have a lot of work to be done, but at least they're playing meaningful games.
Yeah, the Yankees kind of been stuck in neutral for a lot of this summer, around 500, but it seems like lately everything's kind of coming together. They're getting healthy. They got guys starting to click, and it's all happening at the right time.
It really is. So much was expected for the New York Yankees, and they were a team built for the World Series. They went through their ups, their downs, and now they're peaking maybe at the right time. They're getting healthy in their rotation. Their offense is really, really good. The only question mark might be their bullpen. And for the Boston Red Sox, there wasn't much expected of them. They're playing meaningful baseball, surprising the world. Great job by Cora, their manager, and the organization. And at least for the next 7 days, they're going to be in the hunt.
And the lineup that Alex Cora will send out there for the first game of this 4-game series looks like this. Jarren Duran will lead things off, and then it's Rafael Devers hitting second. This is a different lineup than the one that he initially put out. Romy Gonzalez moves up to the 3 spot because Rob Refsnyder was scratched with a sore wrist. Tyler O'Neill had the walk-off home run yesterday. He bats cleanup. Connor Wong's at first base. Only the 5th time in his career he's played there, but trying to load up as many right-handed bats in this lineup as they can. Trevor Story's return has been a good story for the Red Sox. They didn't figure they'd have him back this year, but he came back from that shoulder injury last weekend. Danny Jansen acquired at the deadline from Toronto. Wilyer Abreu is the guy who gets the call with Refsnyder getting the late scratch, and then Rafaela out of the 9 spot, 23-year-old rookie having a nice first season in Boston. Umpiring crew for today's game, Charlie Ramos will call balls and strikes. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, is at second. We saw those guys up here before the game. We're out having dinner, and here they come walking through. It's like, wait a minute.
They got ready in time, though.
Now here is Nestor Cortez, and as the Yankees have gotten healthier, Nestor was bumped to the bullpen last weekend. He didn't let it affect him. He threw 4 1/3 no-hit innings in relief. Yankees back to a 6-man rotation here for the next little bit, so he gets another chance.
Yeah, one of the best things that can happen to a pitcher when he gets a little bit shocked and
maybe not knowing what his routine's going to be the next 3 weeks, go out there and pitch well. And he's got a great pitch mix. He doesn't rely on any one, even though the four-seam fastball, when it's down, is good. If he throws strikes and gets the ball inside and keeps them off speed, he is going to be tough to hit. He's one of those guys that are fun to watch.
And the pitcher profile sponsored by Wendy's. He's been much better here at home.
Yeah, the home in this ballpark as a left-hander, it's tough. So if you're doing well at home at Yankee Stadium, a hitter's ballpark, that's a good thing. And Nestor Cortes has been through so much in his career that I'm sure he wants to finish as strong as possible to make it as hard as possible to take him out of the rotation.
Yeah, he was vocal about it. He said he was upset. He said, I feel like I've been the workhorse here, and now they do this, move me into the pen, but then he said those 4 1/3 no-hit innings showing that he wasn't really going to let it bother him. And he did say the other day, look, whatever role they need me in, I'm happy to do. Perspective of a guy who was a 36th round pick way back when. All right, so we're all ready. Yankees and Red Sox for the final time this year. 4-game series here in New York as Jarren Duran climbs in. Nestor Cortes through his wind, and off we go with a fastball to the knees and strike one.
Well, one of the things that the Red Sox has found out about their young players, they've had some surprises this year. We talked about how they've been playing relative baseball. This guy has gone to the next level.
Yeah, he started to see it last year, and this is a guy who's highly regarded coming up. Started to break out last year, but this year he's leading the majors in doubles, leading the majors in triples, stole the show at the All-Star game, and they feel like they have a legitimate star piece for this next phase.
Absolutely, and not to mention when he gets on first base, or any base, he's a threat to steal.
In an 0-2 hole, Cortes comes home, and it's fouled off. You look at the total base leaderboard across baseball. You got probably the 2 MVPs at the top, 2 excellent young shortstops after that, and then there's Duran 5th in the majors.
Now that's where Cortes will do his best work. He loves getting the ball down, and he'll get the ball in to right-handers. That fastball, even though it's not 98, it has that late hop to it and carry.
And he's got that style, right? I've heard you say before, he pitches like he's got 97.
Yep, and he's confident with all of his pitches. And a pitcher has to have that kind of command of his presence on the mound.
Strikes out Duran to open his night.
Now, the other thing that you don't see a lot of pitchers go to is the high slider. He throws a higher percentage of high slider. That's on purpose. And that's a pitch really coming out of the slot that he throws. They teach you to throw the slider down, but he's actually thrown enough of those up to be successful.
Rafael Devers. Well, if the Red Sox are going to erase this 4-game deficit, 16 games left, they got to have Rafael Devers better than he's been lately. And Alex Cora was telling us before the game, he's hoping that the bright lights and the big stage at Yankee Stadium can get him going again. He's always hit well here. Just hasn't been himself lately.
No, and you see the numbers the last 34 games, and that probably represents some physical limitations to what he's been able to do. I have the ultimate respect for hitters and players that play through banged-up situations and don't really talk about it. Their managers will, to give them the benefit of, hey, the guy's out there doing his thing, but he's not totally right. And, you know, this game's a tough game as it is, and when you're struggling physically, it's even tougher.
They're both shoulders that have been bothering him. Yeah, and he's down on strikes. The elevated fastball, 94, but looking like way faster than that.
Well, most of the strikeouts for Cortes are going to be located away. There was one that's up in the zone that typically he's going to get most of those away. But because he uses all his weapons, it makes that fastball look even faster.
Here comes Jerome Gonzalez. Scorches the first one on a line to center field. It's right at Aaron Judge. And a 1-2-3 first inning for Cortes.
High fly ball. Deep left center. Doyle back. See ya. Boarding flight 50. 50 home runs. Aaron Judge has done it again. Amazing.
Well, Michael, that's 50. I'm going to give him the silent treatment because you know what? I'm really out of words. I don't know what else to say other than to listen to you say, see ya.
Correa hammers left center field. Back it goes and gone. Second deck for Correa. And there's a spark here in the ninth inning. Correa's first, and the Twins are down 4.
110 off of that. Self-pitch middle in. This thing way out of here.
He knew it upon contact. Long home run.
Correa unleashed. Driven into left center field and deep. Arozarena back, turning, looking. It's off the base of the wall. Soto will stop at second. No, he's going to go for 3. And the throw is past the third base.
That's 5th. Jazz Chisholm at third base hitting 6th. Jason Dominguez back in the big leagues. The Martian hits 7th in left field with Rizzo and Volpe rounding out Aaron Boone's order. Against the 28-year-old from Georgia, Cooper Criswell has been back and forth between the pen and the rotation this year and lately has pitched pretty well.
Well, if you like ground balls, change-ups, and maybe not a lot of strikeouts and an odd arm angle, that's what you're going to see out of Criswell. And if the Yankees can stay off that change-up, they'll have success.
Ball one on Gleyber Torres. They've seen him a couple times this year. 3 runs over 5 innings. Guy who gets less swing and miss than anybody in baseball.
And the way that he'll try to navigate this lineup is shows them just enough fastballs, but really go to off speed a lot. And he will locate his changeup inside, which is a rarity. You think that you would always locate that away, but he pitches a little bit different with a little different arm angle, and he's hoping to be funky enough just to keep the heavy hitters for the Yankees at bay.
Yeah, he's 6'6", so kind of swings it at you. We were there when he pitched against him at Fenway Park, and we went into it saying there's no shot this guy gets through even a couple innings, but he pitched pretty well in that game.
He sure did, yeah.
There's 2-1 to Torres, is fouled off. The Gleyber Torres has been a different guy in the second half and moved into the leadoff spot in mid-August. Who would have thought Torres would wind up being the guy with the kind of year he was having that would solidify that leadoff spot, and then Wells would be the guy in cleanup. You've had Soto and Judge all year, 2 and 3, but you bookend those guys with Torres and Wells, and this lineup starting to feel much deeper. Payoff pitch.
Well, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees, I don't care who it is, and obviously it's Torres, it's got so much pressure on him because he knows that if he gets on base, it's danger territory for the opposing pitcher because now you got to go through Soto and Judge. If the Yankees, and when they get to the postseason, they are going to pitch Judge totally different than they do in the regular season. He may not get many pitches to see, so the top of the lineup for the Yankees is going to be crucial to men on base.
Torres sends a fly ball to right center field. Abreu on the run. He's at the track. He turns and watches it go. Gleyber Torres with a leadoff home run. Has completely turned his season around, and he's got the Yankees on the board first.
Well, they did a great job staying back against the changeup and going the other way with a fastball. And everybody knows at Yankee Stadium you get rewarded with opposite field home runs, but a good job staying square to the ball. And if he does that, he'll create some pressure too.
Yeah, you haven't even faced Soto or Judge yet, and you're in a 1-0 hole. As Torres hits his 13th, and now it is Soto, who again showed off the theatrics last night. Looks like he might not be able to walk again, and then a couple pitches later cranks his 39th home run. He's given the Yankees everything they could have dreamed of.
Oh, yeah, this is one of the greatest moves any team has made to single-handedly change their lineup. And the one thing he does in his first at-bats, he's not anxious, aggressive. He walks a lot. So that's great. But he also will punish you if you make mistakes over the middle part of the plate.
Soto's next home run will be his 40th. His 40th of the season. It'll be his 200th of his career. And the walk leaders across baseball this year, these two guys who guys just don't like pitching to. On a 2-2, Soto taps it back in front of the plate. Criswell's there. And a close play, but he gets in. Yankees up 1-0. Aaron Judge comes up to the plate after it was a bang play over there.
Yeah, he got a knuckleball grip, and then he tried to get the regular grip. Worst feeling in the world for an infielder or a pitcher when you go to grab the ball and your fingers don't go where they're supposed to.
Because you don't have time to adjust it. No. And now Judge. Sends one the other way. Abreu drifting back. He's at the wall. He's got it. This crowd waiting for Judge to find the home run power again. His 15-game homerless drought ties the longest of his career.
Well, this is going to be a fun matchup. I don't know how many times Judge will face Criswell, but Judge, probably the worst pitch he hits is a changeup. And he wasn't going to wait around, and he chose to swing at the first one.
Strike one on Austin Wells, who has blossomed into their cleanup hitter. This has been a problem spot for them all year. But then it's Wells, the rookie catcher, that solidified it. And his own case for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's done a nice job kind of hanging in there. Thought he was hitting better than his average, and you see what he's done in that spot versus everybody else. You talk about the leadoff hitter having pressure. Well, guess what? Batting fourth is about as big a pressure because you will more than likely have opportunities to drive in runs with Judge before you.
2-2 on Wells. He was a first-round draft pick of the Yankees a couple years ago out of Arizona. Still just 24 years old. Made his debut late last season and started this season in a timeshare with Jose Trevino. But has become kind of the featured catcher as this season has gone on. And really, you could argue already one of the best two-way catchers in the league. The way he's hitting, he's grading out really well defensively. He's down on strikes here. And it brings this first inning to a close. But the Yankees on the board just like that. Gleyber Torres has turned his season around, and he started this game with a bang.
Wow. 105.
Can't let anything go by.
105.
105.1. That was a legit 105 right there. That's
Strike three call. 105 on the inner edge. 105 miles an hour. Catches Machado looking, and all he can do is bow to the great Aroldis Chapman. And he drives this one to the gap in left center away from Pilar, who lives and makes the catch. An incredible Superman play from Kevin Pilar.
what a play by Pilar. Full extension on the dive. This is going away from a left-handed bat. And Lindor, full extension on the dive on the warning track. Superman, Kevin Pilar.
Swing and a drive, deep toward left. Number 2,000, a home run.
Paul Goldschmidt's first career hit came in 2011 against Matt Cain. Number 1,000 against German Marquez and the Colorado Rockies 7 years ago. And tonight, July 26, 2024, number 2,000 against Kyle Finnegan. A two-run homer.
He can put it on a tee.
He's so strong with his hands. He's got a great foundation.
Look how loosey-goosey Junior he is with his hands.
And there's an absolute launch. Big, big number being put up, I'd say, Oscar Hernandez of the Dodgers.
14.
Good for him. 14's a big number, guys.
That's the one.
Say Oscar Hernandez is your 2024 Home Run Derby champ.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renter's Insurance. Is this the Yankees team to end the drought? 2009, of course, their last World Championship. The Yankees leading the division by a game and a half over the Orioles in what has been a neck-and-neck race for a lot of this summer. To the second inning we go. It is Tyler O'Neill taking strike one from Nestor Cortez. And how about the season O'Neill's had when he's been healthy? Had the walk-off home run yesterday, his 30th this year, his 5th in his last 5 games.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power, loves to hit ahead in the count, loves to hit early in the count. And neither have been the case so far. 0-2.
Ball. 1-2.
O'Neill in his first season in Boston. Again, he's dealt with injuries, and this has been the case throughout his career. But at-bats per home run, he's behind the 2 guys that are probably going to win MVP in Judge and Ohtani. He's got these 30 home runs in 101 games.
Staying healthy, right? Got to stay healthy.
On a 2-2, O'Neill watches a backdoor pitch for strike 3. Third K already for Cortez, and we go down to the field. Hello, Ken Rosenthal.
Hello, Joe. And Nestor Cortez, he called it a blessing and a curse that he is capable of pitching in starting and relief roles. But for the Yankees, it might be a blessing. They are perhaps the only team right now that can boast of 6 healthy starters. They would only need 3 for the Division Series, 4 for the LCS and World Series. Cortez has shown he can pitch in relief. Clark Schmidt can pitch in relief. There's even been talk of Luis Gil in relief, but he might be one of their 3 best starters, and there's also a concern in a late inning role he might not throw enough strikes.
You're so right, though, Kenny, about these guys having too many starters. You know, 6 starters for 5 spots at this point when pretty much every team across baseball is scratching their heads trying to figure out how they're going to put together a postseason rotation.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that timing could be perfect for the New York Yankees. And everyone's still going to point to their bullpen, and I think their bullpen is going to be just fine. Right now, this guy could close the way he's doing that. This is the kind of start I'm talking about. When you know there's things that matter that could change the course of your season, you're going to come out and feel like you need to dominate to change the narrative of what might be trending towards taking him out of the rotation. That's why I felt like today's start would be a postseason start for Cortez.
Now, I was going to ask you, because this looks like a different guy. I mean, he always works quickly, but there looks like there's a different edge to him. And you go back to what he did in Chicago. This is now 6 no-hit innings his last 2 games.
Yeah, and fair or not, that's the narrative when it gets closer to the postseason. It's magnified. You have a bad outing at the wrong time, and you could have 6 straight good outings, but then there's doubt right before the postseason. Every manager has to fight that. What they feel like the best way moving forward is to put your team in line up your starters and put your bullpen in order. It's crazy how 162 games could come down to the last week to change every feeling about certain players.
Another 1-2 from Cortez to Connor Wong is swatted to right center field. That's headed for the gap, and it will split it. Red Sox with their first base runner of the game. Wong into second with a double.
Man, does he love hitting against left-handed pitching. He has been such a good hitter against left-handers, and really at that position he's playing has provided a lot of offense. He takes a pitch. And the Red Sox have been interesting over the last 3 weeks. Their offense disappears and then it explodes. It's been a little inconsistent. Some of that can be attributed to their young players learning on the moment and getting valuable experience regardless of what happens at the end of this year.
Trevor Story, this offense for a lot of the year carried them, but has gone missing at the worst time here. So they've gotten Story back over the last week, which is a surprise when you look back to what happened earlier this year. Fractures his shoulder, tears his labrum 1 week into the year, and has surgery. And they say at the time, yeah, probably season ending. But he hurries back and trying to help the Red Sox with one last push.
Tough position for a player, no matter how many years he's played, to be injured like he has the last couple years, miss all that time, and then just try to click in.
Rolls this one over to the left side. Picked up by Anthony Volpe, and one shortstop gets another. Yeah, third season of his contract with the Red Sox, only 94 games the first year because of various injuries. Didn't play until August last year, and so unfortunately at this point, that's kind of defined his Red Sox tenure.
I don't know about you, but this trade surprised me at the time on when the Red Sox made it, needing some right-handed help, getting him from the Blue Jays.
It is Danny Jansen, who's hit just 197 since coming over. What surprised you about it?
Just the timing of it. Not necessarily what they had to give up, but I guess with some of the other needs that people were wondering, is Boston going to go for it? Are they going to sell? And certainly that wasn't the case. They felt like they could add some pieces and were in the mix. And then until recently, kind of hit the skids a little bit.
Long at third, 2 out, 2-1 pitch. Low to Jansen. Well, your Abreu waits on deck. Cortez home with a 3-1. A swing and a miss on the changeup. That is his most improved pitch this year. And it's 3-2.
Well, he pulls a string on that. You can see way out in front. Still a great pitch in the game.
His payoff is fouled off. Overall, even with the brief demotion to the bullpen, who knows what's coming. This has been a bounce-back year for him after he missed pretty much all last year with the rotator cuff injury. Had a 5 ERA. It's below 4 this year. Tries another 3-2. And just misses. First and third for the Sox with 2 away.
Now that one just trying to catch the top of the zone. A little bit too high. Doesn't matter what you present the ball at that height. Not going to fool anybody.
You're talking, John, about the young guys on this Red Sox team. One of them coming up here in Willie Abreu, who's been fantastic as a rookie.
Yeah, the future looks good for the Boston Red Sox. What they've learned this year by some players and really the success they've had. New general manager, and then, of course, they extend their manager for 3 more years. So it's not like there's a long wait for success for the Red Sox. They've showed health in the rotation, improvement in the bullpen, and the position players are getting valuable experience that are going to bode well for next year.
That's what Alex Cora was saying to us before the game. Yeah, they're doing everything they can to make the postseason, but at the very least, what a great experience for this young core to be able to go through.
Yeah, he's been real optimistic on a team that didn't have a lot of optimism leading in spring training. I don't think anybody, again, expected the Boston Red Sox to be relevant here in late September and have real chance to make the wild card if they get hot.
2 on, 2 out, and an 0-2 spins away. Alex said our season's been over like 10 times, if you ask around. That includes before it even started. Got out of the gate slowly, or below 500 in early June, then took off. One of the hottest teams in baseball through the hottest part of the summer. The 1-2, and Abreu swings and misses. Cortez gets out of this jam, and he's got 4 Ks through 2.
ball in the air to deep center field. Did Toglia hit another one? He just did, and he's tied it up. This ball is a little bit toward the end, but it's still deep, and it's gone. That is gone. That was over the orange line, I believe. This ball is touched to left center field. It's got a chance to be his third. How do you like that? A 3-homer game for Big Mike.
Yordan hits one into right field for a base hit. Yordan Alvarez, who crushes one deep to right. Forget about it. Hits this ball hard to center field. Back goes Julio, still going back near the wall. This ball's caught by Rodriguez. No, Yordan's going to go for third. And he hits one down the line in right field. This could be the cycle. Yordan heading to second base. He is going to get there.
And now Julio has a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th.
That's your ball game. Julio wins it in the 10th inning.
They'll all go home happy tonight.
How about that? That was a bullet, too. He hit an absolute line drive into right center field. Inside out swing. That's a great approach right there.
Gleyber Torres with the leadoff home run. The Yankees in front as we go to the bottom of the second. And Giancarlo Stanton leads off and takes a strike from Criswell. You know that he can carry the Yankees when he's hot, but he can just as equally disappear. And lately he's in one of those stretches. 1 for his last 26.
Ball. Yeah, it's an imposing figure. And then there's times where his size and mechanics don't match up. And he might be struggling to find that right now. But nothing would be better for the Yankees if they can get him not even hot, just back to normal, because then that lineup just gets longer and longer.
And this is a guy, John, who's, you could argue, has been their best postseason hitter recently.
Yeah, a lot of talk's going to be on Aaron Judge when he gets to the postseason, fair or not, and wanting to continue a monster season and just roll right into the postseason like it's no big deal. But you're not facing a lot of 4s and 5s in the postseason. You're facing a lot of studs, and they're just not going to let him beat you. And it's just a target they put on his back. It's not fair to assess his postseason.
Ball inside. Leadoff walk for Stanton. Yeah, because to your point, conversely, Judge has not hit in the
that's
postseason.
Correct. And a lot of that pressure is because he doesn't see a lot of pitches and then maybe tries to force the pitches that aren't hittable into hittable situations. And he's going to have to trust his teammates, and they're going to have to put pressure, like I said, on the pitcher.
Jazz Chisholm, after 4.5 years in Miami, comes over here at the deadline. He has, in a lot of ways, been their best hitter since the Yankees acquired him. And we asked Aaron Judge what he's meant to him, and he said, I tell you what, this is the place for him. Guy that loves the spotlight and enough veteran leadership as kind of guardrails in that clubhouse to harness his big personality. The 0-2 from Criswell is fouled off, and for more on Jazz, here's Kenny.
Well, the big surprise with Chisholm is how well he has adapted to third base, a position he had never played before. I asked John Birdie, his former teammate with the Marlins, if he is surprised that Jazz has adapted so well, and he said no. Chisholm's a great athlete, good arm, and he recalled, Birdie did, how smoothly Jazz made the transition from the middle infield to center field with the Marlins in 2023.
Digs this ball out into center field. Rafaela will catch it. Aaron Boone called him before he even arrived in New York when he was on his way up here, and he said, I'm thinking about you playing third. What do you think about that? And he said, well, I've never done it, but just get me back on the dirt. He was so excited to come play the infield again. And it's, as Kenny said, been remarkable how quickly he settled in over there. One-on-one out here in the second, and Jason Dominguez heard a little bit of an extra loud cheer there as he came up, and it was different stuff you were hearing before he came up, and the cries got loud enough. It's deafening. They're calling for Jason Dominguez. Finally comes up again a few days ago. Yankees fans getting their wish. Got a taste of this guy last year, and man, oh man, was it impressive. As a 20-year-old, 4 home runs in 8 games before he injures his elbow, has to undergo Tommy John surgery, so he misses the start of this year. And then he injures his oblique while he's trying to get back. But here he is taking over for Alex Verdugo in left field, who had really struggled. And Yankees fans dreaming about what he can be.
Well, it just gives them a little more depth to their lineup and flexibility now. And if he can get going here in the last 18 games, Aaron Boone feels like he's going to go right into the postseason, even though inexperienced, with a really, really good player.
Ball up. Signed a record bonus as a 16-year-old in 2019, and Aaron Boone that winter went down and met him, and he said right away, I just sensed that he had it. You know, there's the obvious tools. He's so talented, but so that persona struck him right away.
Ball off.
And has him confident that the brighter the lights get, the more he'll shine. On 2-2, Dominguez fouls it off.
Well, Criswell's done a nice job getting to 2 strikes on almost every hitter, and what the hitters are doing is staying back, trying to not get out in front of that changeup. Because that's such a weapon, hitters have to appreciate that pitch, because even though fastball doesn't reach 94, it will get by you if you're not able to recognize the difference. There are some hitters in the game that never come off fastball. They're going to be very vulnerable to the changeup. They're going to swing over the top of it all the time. And I think facing him a couple times and knowing scouting reports and all the information, the hitters so far have done a nice job battling on that pitch.
8th pitch, ball taken low.
And that's a perfect example. It's one thing for scouting reports to say, make him get it up. If it's low, it's going to keep going lower. Well, you know what? When you're trying to hit in the big leagues, sometimes you just body doesn't have the patience it needs to recognize those pitches.
On the 9th pitch, Dominguez fouls it off, keeps on going.
You can see how many he's thrown him, and you wonder if he's going to throw a fastball up here 3-2 or try to sneak a piece of cheese, as they say, past the rat. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Try to sneak a piece of cheese past the Martian, as they call this guy. Sharp ground ball, base hit. Impressive at bat from Jason Dominguez. And on the 10th pitch, he wraps a single into right.
And the reason I would have gone fastball there is the evidence of that was showing me he was on every changeup. And I believe that was a changeup right there that he smoked. You see the grip, and it was a changeup, and he's been on it. And so all those changeups he saw gave him the timing he needed to hit the ball hard enough to get it by the first baseman.
Ends the longest plate appearance of his young big league career with a single into right, and they're at first and second with one away for Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo broke his forearm in mid-June, was having just a miserable season at that time. He came back September 1st. The numbers haven't necessarily shown it since he's come back, but the Yankees say they're encouraged with some of the batted ball data, the way the swings have looked. And he's hoping that that time off, while he would have preferred to not break his arm, can serve as a nice reset to this season.
Well, this is one hitter that is actually pretty good against the changeup. You saw what the first pitch right there was against Rizzo. He goes up and in, trying to crowd him with a fastball. Didn't miss, but when Rizzo is right, he owns the inner part of that plate, and he makes the pitcher try to pitch him perfectly inside. He takes away a lot of the strengths of pitchers when he's right.
Fly to center field, Rafaela glides to the gap to catch it. Rizzo's out number 2. First and second, 2 away. Here comes Anthony Volpe. You know, for the 23-year-old shortstop, the defense has been elite. The bat, still a work in progress.
He's showing signs, though. He's made enough adjustments to have progression. I mean, everybody talks about and forgets what Jeter was like when he first got called up in his first couple years. And then turned into the dynamic Hall of Famer that he is. And they believe that this young man has the makeup to continuously get better and adjust. And he's made those adjustments offensively.
Ball and done it. He did. Went around 0-2. Remember, he raced out to that great start. And it's like, wow, he has figured it out like that. Come back to earth as this year has gone on. But still, he's only 23.
Yeah, exactly.
So much career ahead of him. Pulls this one to short. Story's got it, and he goes to second to end the inning.
Out to left. That's pretty well hit. Hernandez is going back on the run out to the scoreboard, and it is gone. Swinging a hot shot out toward right center field. That's got a chance. It is gone. Out to center field. That one's well hit. Going back as Pages. It is gone. He's hit one to left. He's hit one to right. And now he hits one to center field.
And now Julio has a chance to win it at the bottom of the 10th. That's your ball game. Julio wins it in the 10th inning. They'll all go home happy tonight.
How about that? That was a bullet, too. He hit an absolute line drive into right center field. Inside out swing. So really, that's a great approach right there.
Naylor. There's a high drive, deep center field. It's not coming back all the way into the bullpen. Josh Naylor with his second home run in as many games. Center field deep. Fletcher back on the track. Out of room. Out of here. Back come the Guardians on one swing of the bat by Bo Naylor. The home run brothers for Cleveland here in the fourth.
Is the 9th stolen base tonight by the Red Sox. Hamilton picks another 9 stolen bases in a game.
Club record, the Red Sox steal their 9th base. Their 9th base of this game, and David Hamilton has 4 of them. Let's check the club record for steals in a game individually, but there's the club record 9 of 10 tonight. Can you believe it?
For the first time ever with MLB Network and at-bat subscription, stream the MLB Network 24/7 plus select out-of-market games. Go to MLB.com/at-bat for details. Cedar Rafaela, 23-year-old rookie out of Curacao who has flashed here in his first full season in the major leagues. Red Sox already have him wrapped up long-term. A little bit below average at the plate, but he is elite defensively at a couple different premium positions.
Yeah, he is. A little bit of swing and miss in his game, which is the Red Sox going to have to clean that up next year. They swing and miss a lot. And that's just being young and certainly making the adjustments, whatever you have to do to get better. But this young man loves to swing. He doesn't leave anything in the tank, that's for sure.
2-2 from Nestor Cortez is upstairs, and he's worked the count full. 9-1-2 for the Red Sox here in the third. Duran endeavors to follow. Cortez home with a payoff, and he got a fastball by him. He only had 3 Ks over 4 1/3 in his relief outing last weekend. That's already his 5th of this game.
Yeah, and you look at a lot of numbers the Red Sox have offensively, and if you just put a blind piece of paper over it and you go, man, that's an offense that should be in the playoffs. And I think it will if this right here gets cut down a little bit. They have too much strikeouts in their lineup, and that keeps them from really being more consistent offensively. But they hit on the road. They hit against starters. They get a ton of extra base hits. They do the things you like. It's just you got to cut down the things that you don't like at a little bit better percentage.
3rd highest strikeout rate in baseball. It's gone through the roof lately as they've been below 500 the last month or so. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jarren Duran, who's a strikeout victim himself his first time. 1-2. The fastball just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's an easy delivery, and you see the offense right here that you were talking about the last 18 games. That is means a lot of pressure, puts a lot of pressure on your pitching. But watch how easy his rotation and delivery, and he just doesn't give the hitter much. Hides it well.
This fastball is lifted to center field, and no big deal for Aaron Judge. 2 up and 2 down in the 3rd as Rafael Devers comes up, and we go back to Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Joe, Rafael Devers did something today that he rarely does during the season. Took batting practice outside. Now, he mentioned that he's had these shoulder issues, right? Well, they've thrown him off mechanically, and he's struggling to get his timing back. No home runs in his last 51 at-bats. Of course, he also likes hitting here at Yankee Stadium. 16 career homers in this park, most of any road stadium.
Including really the first big impression he made in the big leagues. Babyface kid up in the bigs and homered against Aroldis Chapman, a 103-mile-per-hour fastball right after he had arrived. 27 years old, now in his 8th season. He's gone from that babyface kid to the face of this franchise. In his 8th year, he was 20 when he got here.
Well, slow him down, slow him down. Does he heat him up here? 2 breaking balls, 1 for a call, 1 for swing.
That's a pitch clock violation on Nestor. And so 1-2. And the lefty comes back home to Devers with a fastball right down Broadway. And you were on it. Devers takes it. And the top of the order for the Yankees comes up when you come back.
Wow, 105.
Can't let anything go by.
105.
105.1. That was a legit 105 right there. That's
Strike 3 call. 105 on the inner edge. 105 miles an hour. Catches Machado looking, and all he can do is bow to the great Aroldis Chapman of the Pirates.
Yordan hits one into right field for a base hit. Yordan Alvarez, who crunches one deep to right. Forget about it. Hits this ball hard to center field. Back goes Julio, still going back near the wall. This ball's caught by Rodriguez. No, Yordan's going to go for 3rd. And he hits one down the line in right field. This could be the cycle. Yordan heading to second base. He is going to get there.
This is what you stay for. Shohei Ohtani with the game on the line. 2 on, 2 out. Game tied at 2. Here it comes. Ohtani with a base hit to right field. Hayward comes home to score. A showstopper and game ender.
The 2nd career walk-off hit for Shohei Ohtani. And the show rolls on at Dodger Stadium.
Taylor Cruz is going to run on. There he goes.
for Soto here in his first season with the Yankees. Yankees fans desperately hoping it won't be the only season with the Yankees for him as he enters free agency. Whoa. We've talked about this before, but there's only so many teams that can afford him. And he's made such an incredible impression here. Kind of what you would have bet on him doing. He's always been a guy that's loved the spotlight and sees the big opportunities. 39 home runs, highest slugging of his career. You can't let this guy get away from here, can you?
No. And on the flip side, if I'm Soto, well, I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. So if the two meet together and they're both in the needs of what he's looking for, maybe the Yankees get to keep him.
Down, swinging right here. So Criswell strikes out Soto. 2 up and 2 down against the top of the order. And now Judge went after the first pitch his first time and flied it to right. 51 home runs and 126 knocked in. Goes after the first pitch again. Lines it to center field. And Rafaela is there. 2 pitches. And Judge is 0 for 2.
Struggled first 2 or 3 times up to the plate last night. High drive to right field. He's going to watch this Cruz missile. Oh, my! O'Neal Cruz, an absolute bomb here in Phoenix. He just stood and watched it, as did we. An absolute tape measure, and you can hear the crowd stunned in awe of the power. That's 16 home runs for Cruz at 1-0 Pittsburgh. This one goes 472 feet.
The Mariners have the bases loaded with 1 out for Cal Raleigh. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Going and going. Grab on, get out the right bread and mustard. It is grand salami time. A walk-off grand slam for Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners win it. They win it 8-4 in an amazing comeback here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Ohtani with a man aboard in one way.
Smashes this ball. Forget about it. Marte doesn't even move. It's gone. 2-0 LA. The 176th of Ohtani's career. He stands alone for Japanese-born sluggers. 176 Major League home runs, passing Hideki Matsui.
His teammates know how special that was for him.
3-0. Hammered in the air, deep to left field. History, number 300 for Aaron Judge, the fastest man ever.
The Red Sox world champions in 2018. Back-to-back last-place finishes, though, the last 2 years. 3 of the last 4 years they've finished in last. And a team not a lot of people thought would be in the conversation this late in the year, within 4 games of the last playoff spot. As Romy Gonzalez takes ball 1 from Nestor Cortez. How about Romy Gonzalez, who was cut by the White Sox this offseason, comes over to the Red Sox. He's hitting 3rd for Boston, and the White Sox didn't want him.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Again, that's just some of the surprises that Boston has assembled. Really didn't do much in the offseason. Many people thought they were kind of in a rebuilding, let their young players get some feet under them. They're doing more than rebuilding. They're in the mix.
16 games left, including tonight. Gained a half game on the Tigers earlier, who fell to the Rockies. How about them, by the way? Best record in the American League in the second half.
Well, the Tigers are getting ready to go through the gauntlet of their schedule, but if you need to make up ground, you kind of want those teams that you're trying to chase. and they've got 6 against Baltimore, 3 at Kansas City, and then the Rays and the White Sox to end the year. So a heartbeat for the Tigers.
Gonzalez down on strikes, and Nestor Cortes continues to rack them up, already his 7th. Well, for the Red Sox, the big series is going to come, and you're talking about head-to-head chances against the teams you're chasing. Next weekend at Fenway Park, 3 games against the Twins, the team that they're behind in the wild card standings. And Alex Cora said the goal of this road trip this next week is just to keep it right here, be within 3 games going into that series.
Yep, you want a chance. And I always like getting to this time of the year and asking managers, okay, tell me about your year. Expected, not expected, what would you have taken? And asking Alex Cora, he's like, man, I can't ask for anything more. You know, we've got a chance. We've had a lot of optimism, but there wasn't a lot expected out of us. And you said it well. Like he said, yeah, our season's been over 10 different times this year.
Yeah, you look at the pitching injuries they had before the year even got going with Whitlock and Giolito. Key position players have been hurt for long stretches throughout the year. They just got back Trevor Story. They just got Tristan Casas. And neither one of those guys should be expected to be themselves with just 1 month. So they've still been able to, with these young players, with a lot of guys nobody saw coming, with the pitching staff where they've pieced it together, been able to contend all year. 3-2 on O'Neill.
That was the pitch O'Neill feasts on. 3-1, ahead in the count, hitting well over 500. He would like to have that one back. That one was almost center cut, trying to get inside. You see him fouled off the inside part of his, thankfully, a guard there. And there are the numbers against lefties. I'd say he likes them.
He's got a walk. Second one that Cortes has issued. Tying on a board here in the 4th inning. Here's Connor Wong, who's got the lone hit for the Red Sox. It was a double in the 2nd. Wong came into this year with a .230 average for his career. It's up to .286 for that double. You're talking about how good he's been against left-handers. That's been the biggest area of improvement. Hit a .150 against lefties his first 3 years in the majors and above .300 this year. Last remaining piece of the Mookie Betts deal over from the Dodgers.
Well, he's owning the zone against fastballs. When you see the 9 squares that we get a chance to do research, there's only 2 that don't light up. And that is commanding the zone against fastballs, putting pitchers on alert to make good pitches.
2-1.
O'Neill at first, 1 away. Here's the 2-1 pitch.
And when a guy loves the inside part of the plate, you got to go more in. It makes it look enticing to the hitter, and the only place he can hit it is foul when you execute the fastball in. I would look for this to be some kind of off-speed pitch here after establishing the inside part of the plate there with that fastball.
Here comes Cortes. It is back to the fastball, which he's throwing more than ever so far tonight. Isn't that fastball about 60% of the time? Usually it's a little above 40.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of swing and misses on his pitches, which tells you how electric it is, because
and try to feather that changeup you were talking about. Wong took it. Count goes full. Story waits on deck in a 1-0 game here in the 4th. Yankees battling for a division title. Red Sox fighting for their playoff lives.
Again, he is showing the hitter he's all over that fastball. He laced a double away, and he's been pulling a couple of them foul. Well executed, but pulled them foul.
Here's another 3-2, and Wong takes inside ball 4. That is back-to-back walks.
He pulled his changeup. When you hear the term pulled a changeup, the changeup's supposed to fade away from a right-handed hitter, and when you pull it, it creates a different arc. And watch this thing go in instead of away, and a hitter can recognize that right away, as opposed to the backup slider, which actually works in favor of the pitcher. The backup changeup does not.
If you could only harness that backup slider, right?
Yep.
Tomorrow night on Fox, a new era of college football kicks off in primetime. Fox College Football Friday. 20th ranked Arizona takes on 14th ranked K-State. Fox College Football Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern, all season long.
I'm a big fan of the Arizona quarterback. He's not very tall, but man, can he sling it.
Yeah.
Exciting. Got to lock in on him.
Okay.
Tune in.
Sleeper pick. Trevor Story up there with 2 on and 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th. Grounded out his first time, 3 out of 15 since coming off of the injured list last weekend. Longtime Colorado Rocky in his 3rd season with the Red Sox of a 6-year contract that he signed. Swings and misses at a first pitch fastball.
Made his mark in Colorado, ton of home runs, loved the power for a shortstop, and then started getting injured.
Second time the last 3 innings, Red Sox have had 2 runners aboard. Down a run in the 4th. Story grounds it to 3rd. Chisholm stabs it, steps on the bag, and throws for a double play. Jazz Chisholm, you'd never know that he'd never played over there at the hot corner. Starts the twin killing. Middle 4. Yankees 1, Red Sox nothing.
The Phillies than anybody else. That one's out to left. That's pretty well hit. Hernandez is going back on the run out to the scoreboard, and it is gone. Swinging a hot shot out toward right center field. That's got a chance. It is gone. Out to center field. That one's well hit. Going back his Pages. It is gone. He's hit one to left. He's hit one to right. And now he hits one to center field.
Fly ball, right field, Abreu back, on the track, see ya, a long home run for Rice. Driven out to right field and deep, there it goes, what a day for Ben Rice, his 3rd home run, another 3-run shot. Drill deep to left field, fair, it's gone, oh, it's gone, see ya. Into the second deck. 5-1 Yanks.
Thank goodness I wasn't talking tonight because that got out of here quick. Soto, Judge, and now Stanton, all of homered.
Well, that's officially the hardest hit ball of the season so far in the majors. The previous was Ohtani, a single at Toronto, 119.2.
And Lawrence Butler sends one out towards center field, and it's going to get in the bullpen. Lawrence Butler with another homer. And Lawrence Butler to left field and tracking back at the wall, jumping. It's gone. That has been their calling card. Is he going to make it 3? Lawrence Butler, second deck. He has announced himself with authority today.
Austin Wells starts the 4th, takes a ball from Cooper Criswell, who retired the top of the Yankees order last inning in order on 6 pitches. And has given up just the Torres home run through 3.
Ball right here.
Well, he's done a nice job with the aggressiveness early to get those outs. It changes dramatically if those first pitch or first two pitches get hit and are on base. It changes the rhythm of what Criswell's trying to do. He's a rhythm pitcher that tries to distort the pitches at home plate. And what I mean by that is make that pitch look like a fastball, but it fades into a changeup. He has great arm action, and when it goes bad, it's going to look a little worse because he doesn't have 95. But when it goes good, it's going to look frustrating for the hitter because they look like hittable pitches.
Weak fly ball, shallow right center field. It is Abreu in from right.
And see, that's a perfect example of a hitter. You could hear him frustrated. That pitch kind of cut in high on his hands, and he thought he was going to crush that pitch, and it jammed him, and it got a weak out. And when you're facing a guy like this, it can be super frustrating if he starts making quality pitches, especially early in the count.
Giancarlo Stanton fights this one off into right center field. Abreu can't get to it, and it's a base hit.
I would say that this style of pitching, what I like about it, it's going to stay healthier. You have to be patient in his bad games, which the Red Sox have kind of moved him around and put him back in the rotation. It's not fair to say this because every pitcher would struggle if they face the Yankees 10 times in a year, but this is not a matchup you'd want him to face the Yankees lineup 10 times. That's why the beauty of playing so many other teams gives the pitcher opportunities to have different lineups to pitch to.
Gets ahead of Jazz Chisholm 0-1. Good friend Oral Hershiser likes to refer to guys like this as putting you in a comfortable collar.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't feel like you're on your heels. You don't feel like you're in a tough at-bat, but you have those swings like you pointed out with Wells where it's like, gosh darn it, how did I miss that? Ball. Criswell had pitched in 12 games in the majors over the span of 3 years prior to this year. 1 game with the Angels in 21, 1 game with the Rays in 22, and then last year was up and down from AAA to the majors 6 different times in Tampa. They release him. Red Sox signed him to a 1-year contract that nobody was talking about. It was 1 year, $1 million. In fact, it was Craig Bresslow's first major league deal that he handed out after taking over. And Criswell started this season in AAA, came up because of the injuries, and quietly has been a stabilizing piece for him. For a pitching staff that overall, John, when you look at what they've dealt with and who they've had for a lot of the year, they've been impressive too.
They have. Yeah, they've done a nice job. And again, the future looks brighter. But the creativity that Criswell has is he's got to backdoor his breaking ball, sometimes throw that inside changeup. He has to be unconventional in a game that is dominated by nasty stuff, right? Hitters see this stuff all the time. It's actually harder sometimes to face a guy that is out of the norm. It's not like you can't time it up.
Ball 4. Walk for Chisholm.
That's why it would be interesting. I know the knuckleballer has pretty much phased out. San Diego has one, but it would be interesting to see if there were more knuckleball pitchers in an era of velocity, how the style of hitting today would do against that pitch.
Average major league fastball is up around 95 miles per hour. I remember it used to be a guy coming throwing 95. It's like, okay, it's a pretty high velocity guy. That's your average fastball these days. 2 runners aboard for Jason Dominguez, who singled on the 10th pitch of his first time up.
That's why when you see position players come in throwing 52 miles an hour, how hard that is to hit. Everyone's guard is to get down, and it's got nothing to lose, but there's something said to a change of pace.
Fouls this off his foot. Yeah, in those situations, the hitter's like, everybody just thinks I should be hitting a home run. Just the ceiling is low, the floor is so low. Yeah, facing one of those guys. Anybody, you got the people at home then are really saying, even I could do this. Even I could hit this. Swing and a miss. He gets him quickly this time. 2-away.
Well, again, taking that fastball up above the barrel of the hands and making it look enticing to the hitter.
Way better against lefties this year than he was His dose in the majors before this year. And Anthony Rizzo, as he does more than anybody, wears it to load the bases.
By the way, there's a man that you know has been hit a lot, didn't flinch, didn't move, and welcomed it. Everybody else might flinch in the beginning trying to get out of the way. He was like, you know what, I'm going to put my leg down right there and go get it. Hits the back leg, which is a rare. As rare as could be because the front leg's in front of it, but been there, done that, he said.
The 220th time that he's been hit in his career. That is the 8th most in baseball history. Got a ways to go to catch Huey Jennings, who was hit 287 times. That's a major league record. It was back at a different time. That was back in the 1800s.
Now we're going to see how Volpe adjusts to the first time he faced him. He got fooled inside, hit an inside changeup to shortstop to see if he goes up there looking for something inner third to drive.
With the bases loaded, it backs up, ball one. Grounded out to short his first time. Yankees with a chance to crack this thing open here. Leading 1-0 in the fourth as the Boston bullpen gets going. That's Cam Boozer. That you figure would be for Soto, who's 2 batters away. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike.
Tried to go in, got the call away.
Stands at third, Chisholm at second, Rizzo at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Showing him a little bit of everything here. Red Sox have given up more grand slams this year than any team in baseball. 1-2 pitch. Fly to left field. Duran will settle under it. That number stays at 8, and the score stays at 1-0.
You were so excited.
On a mission since getting booted to the bullpen momentarily last weekend. 4 1/3 no-hit innings over the weekend against the Cubs. 7 Ks over 4 scoreless innings against the Red Sox thus far.
Man on a mission. That's what you got to have when you're pitching in September.
Ball outside.
Facing Danny Jansen here at the bottom of the Red Sox lineup, who walked his first time. Cortez has been able to pitch around 3 of those walks. 29-year-old comes home and is in there, 2-1. Kenny was talking about it, kind of a victim of his own versatility in that he's shown he can pitch out of the bullpen. And so when you're splitting hairs with 6 guys in the starting rotation, going to work against him. And that he has that experience having pitched out of the pen.
I wouldn't want a guy that gets happy about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with just voicing your displeasure and then correctly saying, I'll do whatever I have to do, and then going out and pitching like.
Jansen hits this ball to deep left field. It's carrying well, and it ties the game. Danny Jansen with a solo home run to start the 5th. And it's 1-1. The deadline pickup. It's his 3rd home run as a Red Sox. And we're back at square one.
Well, they got a breaking ball that just hung right there. And you can see perfect tempo, squares it up, and the spin of a breaking ball that's in the middle of the plate goes farther than a pitcher wants it to go.
First home run for Jansen in more than a month. Had a couple over his first week and a half with the team. First one since August 10th right there. And a ball on Abreu. So back tied at 1 here in the 5th. Red Sox desperate to keep winning. 4 back of Minnesota with 16 left. Abreu strokes one into center. That's a base hit. Time for us to check in with Chris Myers for a game break. All right, Chris. Rafaela takes ball 1. Guardians are a team that you think could give some teams some problems coming up next month. Huh?
You don't want to play them. I mean, they have a complete ball club, not built like the rest of the clubs, but they do everything extremely well. They're fundamentally sound. They score just enough. They defend great. They've got speed, but what they have is an edge that no other team in the American League is. Their bullpen is just outstanding.
And Emmanuel Clase is sure of a thing as there is at the back end.
Come on.
I mean, we did a game and talking about when you're playing the Guardians, you're looking up and seeing, uh-oh, it's the 5th. We better get the lead by the 6th, because then they shut you down and you play a shorter game against the Guardians, especially if it's going to be a best-of-5 series.
Kenny, you've got more on Cleveland.
It's so interesting to me, guys, what they've done with their rotation. Remember, they lost Bieber for the season. Tristan McKenzie is wound up back in the minors. They've pieced it together, and now they've got Tanner Bybee, Gavin Williams, and free agent signee Matt Boyd, a midseason signee, and they're doing it.
Abreu takes off, and he has stolen second. Go ahead, run into scoring position, and a stolen base for Wilyer Abreu.
Got a great jump. And the swing keeps the catcher back. He can't get out and get the ball and throw it to second. Fairly easy stolen base against a left-handed pitcher.
Abreu, not a guy who does that often, just his 8th stolen base this year. 3-2 the count on Rafaela. Top of the order, and Duran waiting next. Cortez comes home and just barely cues it. We're talking about the Guardians bullpen being one that you fear. The Yankees bullpen would be the phase of the team, if you're breaking it down, that remains the biggest question mark.
It does, but they still have good arms down there, and they have tried to be connected to finding a guy that could be the guy, but right now they're piecing it together and hoping somebody stays hot and they can keep riding the hot arm.
Abreu at second. Rafaela at the plate, waiting on the 8th pitch from Cortez. Got him. And it's that fastball again. Strikeout number 8.
for a guy who pitches down effectively, he has been effective up too, and getting the hitters to swing over the top of a high fastball and a much needed strikeout there with a man on second, nobody out.
Back to the top of the order, and Duran. Inside corner for a strike. Well, the 8 Ks matches what he did the last time he faced Boston, and it's one shy of a season high. Duran sends one in the air to left center field. Dominguez shy of the track gets there. Abreu holds it second, 2 out. Well, the 2024 Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Capital One, recognizes a player who truly represents the game through positive contributions on and off of the field. Learn more about the nominees and vote today by scanning the QR code or visit MLB.com/Clemente Award. 1-1 game in the 5th, 2 away for Rafael Devers. Devers, who struck out both times, takes in the dirt. There goes Abreu. He'll get third.
Yeah, well, that puts pressure on the battery here with runner on third. Good speed, 2 outs. Just handcuffed him.
Sneaks it by him, 1-1. You see Devers, who is always animated, but just frustrated, unable to hit that fastball. Yeah, that's how he struck out his last time, just watching a fastball right down the heart of the plate.
He's got him in between, and what I mean by that, he's either guessing and guessing wrong and getting caught not swinging at pitches that you're taught to go after.
On a 1-2, Devers swings and misses, and it's 3 consecutive fastballs from Cortez to keep the go-ahead run down at third. Red Sox, though, tie the game. Danny Jansen's home run makes it 1-1. Halfway home on Baseball Night in America.
And now Julio has a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th.
That's your ball game. Julio wins it in the 10th inning.
They'll all go home happy tonight. How about that? That was a bullet, too. He hit an absolute line drive into right center field. Inside out swing. So really, that's a great approach right there.
Well, there's a swing and a miss and a slider.
Clean catch from Jarren Duran. Converted infielder who's gotten so much better out there.
Another quick and relatively easy out, which is what Criswell is wanting against this really explosive lineup.
Yeah, top of the order, Torres, Soto, and Judge last 4 times up, down on 7 pitches combined. And he's at 71 total. This is not a guy who typically goes that deep into games. In fact, he hasn't thrown more than 80 pitches since July, but he's looked really strong still. You wondered if they were going to bring a lefty in for Soto. Cor lets him keep going, and he's in there with a strike, 1-1.
That's just how good Soto is. I just don't. I've never seen a young player be so talented, but so calm, and take pitch after pitch that's right on the borderline of being a strike, and never flinch.
On this 3-1, Soto takes it 3-2.
Mi gente, buenas noches. Vamos a compartir la transmisión para que lleguemos a más seguidores. Por favor, y para que YouTube la reconozca.
Takes the walk. He's aboard for Aaron Judge. You see 99 jerseys all over the place. Before the game today, the Yankees grabbed anybody they could find out. A bunch of kids that were wearing 99 jerseys said, hey, do you want to come in and sit in the judge's chamber tonight? And they said, oh my gosh, you made my night. What they didn't tell them was the best part of the night. They got to meet Aaron. You imagine Superman walking through that door? Diving stop at third by Devers. Goes to second, one, a double play. Rafael Devers, who has slumped badly at the plate, makes a tremendous defensive play right here.
Wow. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
Del Castillo in his second major league game. It's a fly ball to right field, and he's the first player in Diamondbacks history whose first career home run is a walk-off winner. Diamondbacks win it. Unbelievable. His second big league game. That's his 3rd hit tonight. His first major league home run is a walk-off winner.
Mi gente, vamos a compartir la transmisión, a darle like para que lleguemos a más seguidores. Los camarógrafos parece que se le olvidó el juego ahora. Mi gente, estamos en vivo, pero parece que los camarógrafos están en otra vaina ahora mismo. Swing y abanica.
In the 7th.
Right.
It's the guy in the 9th.
2-2 to Tyler O'Neill. Breaks outside. Count goes full.
In 3 years, I think somewhere 8 or 9 blown saves, right, for myself. And I think that's about the amount of times I got interviewed as the closer. As a starter, you get interviewed every time you start. And win or lose, doesn't matter. But as a closer, if you do your job well, they don't come to you and go, hey, how did you nail down that one-run save? They come to you, how come you blew that one-run save? And that's the biggest difference mentally in the positions of when you pitch. You know, they say all the time, it's probably easier to pitch when you're down 4 runs because you're down 4 runs and the stress is gone. It's a lot harder to pitch when you're up and in a position to close out a game.
Strike on Wong. Ian Hamilton's a guy who, pretty intriguing what he could factor in as. Just got back from the lat injury that caused him to miss 2.5 months. Which version are they going to get? Are they going to get the dominant version they had last year, or the one that had started to struggle pretty badly before he got hurt? But when he's right, he's got dynamic stuff that can play wherever you want to put it.
Yeah, we just missed a kind of a clone of each other. Is it just me, or does he and O'Neill work out together?
Yeah, right. I love that. Rolled to third. Easy one for Jazz Chisholm. And an easy 6. Next time they face off, I hope they roll out the bench, bring out the bar. All right, let's just see who can push it.
Mi gente, vamos a compartir este jueguito ahorita, si Dios quiere. 9:45, vamos a compartir este jueguito. Lo vamos a transmitir. Ya ustedes saben, para que estén activos.
With the Yankees, 18th of his career.
Swinging a high fly ball to deep
right center. Siri back toward the track. At the wall, leaves, and got it! He caught it! Took away a homer.
What a catch in center field by Siri. Still digesting that catch made by Jose Siri out there. A home run robber, to be sure.
One of the best plays that we've seen all season long. And boy, was it a big one.
Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Middle of the order for the Yankees, and Criswell stays in there. It's only the 5th time in his 18 starts this year that he pitches into the 6th. And Wells greets him with a base hit to left center field.
Vamos a compartirla, mi gente, que la cosa se está poniendo buena. Vamos a compartir la transmisión, por favor, para que lleguemos a más seguidores. Vamos a llevarlo para arriba.
Ball up.
Missed a real good opportunity of catching part of the plate with that breaking ball. Stanton would have come out of his shoes swinging at it, but he pulls it too far off the plate and resets the count to 2-2.
Yankees got a leadoff home run from Gleyber Torres in the 1st inning. Red Sox tied it, and a Danny Jansen home run in the 5th. That's all here. Bottom of the 6th inning, Wells at first. Cooper Criswell going where he rarely does. Here's his 2-2 to Stanton. And it's gone full.
See how he went after that, and it was so far out. If it's anywhere close to that plate, I don't know what they'll do here 3-2, but I would certainly throw another breaking ball and try to see if I can get him to swing outside the zone, because anything middle to middle in, you might not get it back.
Two pitch. Got him. Stuck with his sweeper. It was over the plate, but he got a swing and a miss for strike 3. His 4th K, and an exclamation to finish off what is a very impressive outing.
Well, he did go with the breaking ball, and just the tendencies that Stanton was showing and how jumpy he was on that pitch got him on the 3-2 pitch.
Cooper Criswell gives them everything they could have asked for tonight. 1-1 game as the bullpen goes to work in the 6th.
Vamos a compartirla, mi gente. Vamos a compartir la transmisión. Vamos a compartirla, que la cosa se está poniendo buena.
insane in center.
Cedric Mullins flying through the air like Superman. Just robbed Kyle Farmer.
There he goes, taking off for third. Swing and miss. Trouble on the transfer. He claims third base. It's a new Reds record for swipes before the break. And that's 15 times he has taken third.
Left-handed hitter. Guy that's really fast throwing the ball to third base. But the speed of Elly De La Cruz makes you rush. Trouble getting it out of his glove. The Elly effect.
Muncy sends a fly ball to deep center field. Harris is back. He's out of room. It's gone.
One. It's one in the air, deep right center field, and leaving the yard. A 2-home run game for Max Muncy. 1-2 from Stevens. Carrying really well. Back to the wall. It goes, and it's gone.
Deepest he's gone in a couple months, and off to the bullpen they go. Here's Cam Boozer. Outside, ball one on Jazz Chisholm. Tied at 1 in the 6th. And a Boston bullpen that has really struggled the last couple months. This has been a bright spot for him. 32 years old in the big leagues for the first time. About a decade after his pro career started, toiled in the low minors with the Twins. Didn't work out, so tried to become a position player. Then he got hit by a car and broke his back, and he said, I'm done. Retires, becomes a carpenter. Says, I'm going to give pitching a try one more time. An independent team sees a video that he posts on Instagram, gives him a chance, does enough in indie ball to get back into affiliated ball, and this crazy journey has him in the big leagues. His 1-1 to Chisholm is outside, ball 2.
Well, he throws his fastball upwards of 95 miles an hour, and he's got a cutter and a curveball that he relies heavily on, and tough to pick it up when he throws across his body to left-handed hitters.
Here's his 2-1. And ball 3. Jazz keeps cranking on that right wrist. Wells at first, started this inning with a single. 3-1 to Jazz Chisholm is cut on and miss. Dominguez waits on deck. Couple of the new additions to this lineup here in the second half. Chisholm at the deadline. Dominguez over the last week, back from AAA. Pulled sharply through. Wells stops at second on a base hit from Chisholm. And here you go. What we were talking about earlier. It's not just Soto and Judge anymore. There's more length to this lineup. You get to the bottom of it, and you got guys like this.
Yeah, that's a very good pickup by the Yankees. The elements that he provides besides power and speed defensively.
Pitching coach Andrew Bailey's out for a visit with Boozer before Dominguez bats. Let's go down to Kenny.
One thing, too, with Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Jason Dominguez joining Anthony Volpe in this lineup, the Yankees suddenly are a little bit more athletic, a little bit more capable of doing some things on the bases, guys.
Yeah, and that's something they have really not been known for, an element that they can now find ways. They rely so much, obviously, on the home run, but they can create, and they can score with the right personnel on the bases. Volpe being one of them, Chisholm.
Yeah, now the rookie Dominguez. Go ahead run in scoring position here in the 6th. First pitch from Boozer. Swing and a miss. Switch hitter that's much better from the other side of the plate. As a right-handed hitter in the minors this year, he hit 160. It's got Wells at second and Chisholm at first. The 0-1 from Boozer. to Kenny's point, great speed from this guy, too. Stole 40 bases last year in the minors, 16 out of 17 and a half season this year in AAA. In need of his bat right here.
Boy, some confusion here, and Chisholm is tagged out.
I don't know if Jazz thought that it was a double steal, if Wells missed a sign that it was, but Jazz was headed for second, and Wells was going nowhere.
Well, Wells dekes him a little bit. From what I saw, started to go and then stopped. Had a big lead. Watch Wells. He starts to go right there, and then Chisholm just followed him, and Wells put on the brakes, and there was nothing Chisholm could do at that point.
And you wouldn't blame Austin Wells if he's looking over there saying, dude, I'm not going. 1 steal in 2 years in the majors. Would have been surprising if it was a double steal. And now 3-1 on Dominguez. That's the thing with the Yankees. As explosive as they can be, as much star power as they have, there have been moments like this way too frequently where it just doesn't look good. And then the walk. Would have loaded the bases. Instead, first and second with 2 away as we look back at this base running mistake.
Well, again, watch what Wells, well, we didn't see that part. It was too late then. The first baseman did a nice job getting behind Jazz once he got that huge lead. And either way, he would have been out because he stepped on his foot instead of the bag.
Yeah. Up to Anthony Rizzo. Left-hander against left-hander. Boozer throws, and Rizzo with a rip and a miss.
Ball.
1-1. Boozer throws. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
All right, there again, right there. That aggressive, we'll call that a secondary lead. Chisholm read that as, oh man, he's going. And
don't you have to know he's not, though? Like,
yeah, that's just aggression and getting that big lead off of first because you can. And you know what that's so unique about baseball? The different places you stand have different angles and different illusions, right? So first base, seeing that probably looked like he had such a big jump that he was going. But baseball is a game of anticipation and knowing, to your point, that probably wasn't a double steal.
Ball in.
Just inside, 2-2. Yankees with 2 singles and a walk in this inning. Cam Boozer, though, a strike away from getting out of it unscathed. Tie game, bottom of the 6th. 2-2 pitch. Rizzo spoils it.
It's the same reason with less than 2 outs that a runner on second doesn't see a blooper as easily as a runner on first. It's the hardest angle when the ball is either behind you or in a place where your angle at second is different. At first, you can see everything, and you can go on that contact knowing he won't catch it. Different angles at different places on the field. You got to have that, they call it court awareness.
Look out. Count goes full.
There's some court awareness right there, because that's, even though he's been hit a lot, that would have been a little bit more of a stinger.
So you want to be a big league hitter. 98 up there, high and in. Runners to get a head start now. 2 gone, full count on Rizzo.
This almost has to be a breaking ball.
There they go. Here it comes. It is Cutter outside, and the bases are loaded. That's going to do it with the right-handed batting Volpe on deck. 4 base runners in this inning against Boozer, and Alex Cora goes to Kelly.
Rookie Adrian Del Castillo in his second major league game. It's a fly ball to right field, and he's the first player in Diamondbacks history whose first career home run is a walk-off winner. Diamondbacks win it. Unbelievable. His second big league game. That's his 3rd hit tonight. His first major league home run is a walk-off winner.
2-2. Deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A grand slam for Stanton. Oh, what a shot. And 5-1 Yankees.
Did you hear the sound of that baseball? I tell you, his last 4 at-bats from last night to today have been the best you've seen all year from Big G. What an at-bat.
3-0.
Hammered in the air, deep to left field. History, number 300 for Aaron Judge, the fastest man ever in Major League Baseball to reach the 300 home run plateau. 132 games faster than anybody in big league history.
To left field, and the Royals are on the board. The Royals' first hit is a second deck home run by Bobby Witt Jr., number 25, giving him another season of at least 25 home runs and 25 stolen bases.
Woo! My, oh my.
Day night, both these teams hunting something. Yankees looking for a division title with a 1.5 lead over the Baltimore Orioles. So the Red Sox just barely breathing in the postseason race. 4 out of the wild card. Yankees have the bases loaded. 2 out here in the 6th. Anthony Volpe's at the plate, and Zach Kelly's on to face him. Volpe, who's 0 for 2. Take strike 1.
That pitch right there is one of his weapons. He's also got 97 in his arsenal for fastballs. Slider, curveball, cutter.
Here's his 0-1 pitch. Volpe loops it into the left field. Duran comes on and makes the grab. Did it a little too hard. And Kelly gets out of the bases loaded jam. Second time the last 2 times up for Volpe. He's had that situation, but unable to come through.
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
Wow, 105.
Can't let anything go by.
105.
105.1. That was a legit 105 right there. That's
Strike 3 call. 105 on the inner edge. 105 miles an hour. Catches Machado looking, and all he can do is bow to the great Aroldis Chapman of the Pirates.
stolen base tonight by the Red Sox. Hamilton picks another 9 stolen bases in a game.
Club record, the Red Sox steal their 9th base. Their 9th base of this game, and David Hamilton has 4 of them. Let's check the club record for steals in a game individually, but there's the club record 9 of 10 tonight. Can you believe it?
Well, those 8 left on base for the Yankees in this game have all fallen on his plate. All 8 of them left on base by Volpe. Made the last out in the 2nd with runners at 1st and 2nd, and in the 4th and in the 6th with the bases loaded. And so it stays tied at 1 as Ian Hamilton comes home to Trevor Story with a strike. 6, 7, and 8 for the Red Sox here in the 7th inning. Their lone run coming on a home run from Danny Jansen, who's due up 2nd. Yankees lone run, leadoff shot from Gleyber Torres.
Well, the Red Sox got to be thrilled, as you mentioned, about the starting performance they got. Now it's up to their bullpen as well as the Yankees bullpen. And Alex Cora said, look, in this environment for these young kids, this is all you can ask for. Battle, see what's happened in this series and what happens the rest of the season. Scratch some wins together and you never know.
0-2 to Story is popped up. Shallow right field. Rizzo loses the hat. Finds the ball. The one gone in the 7th inning. Here is Jansen. Take a look at his home run on StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Well, he got the breaking ball and he launched it. Now this home run was a little bit different than the home run Torres hit. You know how many ballparks the home run that Torres hit would be out of?
Oh, man. 3? Just take a guess. This is the only one.
This is the only one. Good news is they played it here.
Yeah. And we were seeing off the air earlier that a little bit of wind. StatCast had it as wind aided just to get it over that very short porch in right center. No balls and 2 strikes on Jansen. Perfect conditions at the perfect place for the lone Yankees run of this game. Ooh, that fastball looks good. Now Hamilton trying to give him multiple innings here for the first time since mid-May. He's missed a lot of this summer with the lat issue. But backs up on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 29 years old from New Hampshire. Originally a White Sox draft pick. Home of the 1-2 pitch. On the corner to get him. He's faced 5 hitters. He's retired them all, and he's got 3 Ks.
Perfectly placed and a great job, because that looks like that's going to be it.
It's a perfect night for Ian Hamilton and the struggling Yankees bullpen with a positive sign there. Here comes Tim Hill.
One to right field. It is gone. Was threatening that corner, and it just stayed fair. The 200th home run of Shohei Ohtani's career.
200th home run, hit it at almost 108 miles an hour off the bat. Beautiful swing, just fair. Congratulations, Shohei. That's quite an accomplishment.
Raffy. 18 home runs for the year, leading the club at 51 runs batted in. And a liner into right field. That's down for a base hit. Here comes Hamilton rounding. Judge firing to the plate. The dive. He is safe at home. And the Red Sox have tied it on the 1,000th hit of Raffy Devers' career. Wouldn't you know it would come against Garrett Cole and producing a run.
You knew it was just set yesterday, the way the game went on.
Tim Hill to Wilyer Abreu, and on one pitch, he's going to end this inning. We didn't even get to tell you about Tim. Fun guy, Tim Hill. 1-1 game, middle 7.
Time for the great mascot race. Ready, go. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. It's a wild crowd. It's the home stretch. It's too close to call. It's the play at the plate. It's Orbit. Congratulations. You won the great mascot race.
The Phillies than anybody else. That one's out to left. That's pretty well hit. Hernandez is going back on the run out to the scoreboard, and it is gone. Swinging a hot shot out toward right center field. That's got a chance. It is gone. Out to center field. That one's well hit. Going back as Pages. It is gone. He's hit one to left. He's hit one to right. And now he hits one to center field.
It's this ball hard, way back to right field. Soto doesn't even move. Ohtani has homered in the All-Star game. 28 so far in the regular season. And in his second at-bat in the All-Star game, he launches a no-doubt 3-run home run.
Well, he is so strong, so tall, and has leverage with that bat in his zone. I believe he gets a split in the middle of the plate and didn't miss it. He hasn't missed many with the Dodgers.
Neal takes off, and this one towering high in the air toward right center. Ciani as far as he can go, and the wall won't get it. Devers has homered in his 5th straight game. So Devers ties a franchise record with a homer in his 5th consecutive game for the Red Sox. His hitting streak will be extended to 9 games.
Holy moly. How long does this go? When with a kid like this, you just never know.
Torres for the Yankees, Jansen for the Red Sox. Tied at 1 to the last of the 7th here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees with a 1.5 lead in the American League East. It has been neck and neck. If you're into taxi cabs racing, this has been your division. These teams have been, for most of this season, about 500. Yankees can thank the Orioles that they haven't taken off, and the Orioles can thank the same, because both these teams below 500 since mid-June. In the last 2 months, it's been within 2 games the whole way. This is what's left as the Orioles go to Detroit this weekend, face one of the hottest teams in baseball. Yeah, and they'll face off head-to-head one more time, final week of the season right here at Yankee Stadium, with the division maybe coming down to those 3 games.
That might be one of the most fun graphics I think I've seen in the Cavs and the division, because that's exactly the way this year has gone. Orioles just decimated with injuries, made a bunch of moves. Yankees are getting healthy. You like their chances now to hold on and win that division, but they have to take care of their division foes, and they've only been just so-so in the division while crushing everybody else.
This is Justin Slayton for the Red Sox. In this 1-1 game, Slayton's on to face the top of the Yankees lineup. Well, before Torres and the Yanks come to bat, tonight's telecast is sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. You know, the Orioles ended their drought last year, winning the American League East, winning 101 games, and then the quick exit in the postseason. The eventual champion Rangers swept them. The Orioles trying to do it, even though, like you're talking about, all those pitching injuries. If it started today, this is how it would look. Still a few weeks of baseball to be played. Yankees would play the winner of the Royals and the Orioles. I don't think any Yankees fan is seeing that and saying, oh boy, that's real company. They just saw how talented the Royals are this week, and they've seen all year what the Orioles look like as Torres takes a strike. 15 games after today to shake all that out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Torres. Do you think that there's a feeling one way or the other, hey, we have familiarity, we feel good about it against the Orioles, or we want to avoid the Orioles?
No, I think whenever you're in a position of strength, and that meaning you got home field advantage, it doesn't matter as much, but there are certain matchups you would not openly prefer. But if the Orioles staff doesn't get healthy and even remotely look like themselves, they're more vulnerable than they've been before.
Smoked to short, but right at short. Trevor Story catches it. Like, to me right now, Kansas City's at least as scary as Baltimore when you're looking at those two teams head-to-head there.
Absolutely. They've quietly put together an impressive starting rotation. Their offense is way above average thanks to Mr. Witt.
Tied up in the 7th, Juan Soto. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. Soto hit his 39th last night. 199th of his major league career. On this 0-1, he takes a fastball, and Slayton got squeezed there. Slayton will turn 27 in a couple days. Rookie out of Texas. To Soto with a 1-1 pitch. Ball 2.
That's a pretty good list.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
You rarely see those kind of swings, especially what he's trying to do, of course, take the lead. He'll lock in now and spread out, and his swing won't get as big as it just did right there as he got tied up inside. Now he'll get virtually no stride and trust his hands and trust his eyes to see the ball in the zone and hit it where it's pitched.
Swings and misses at the fastball. 2 gone in the 7th.
That young man needs to keep that video and watch it over and over again as a pitcher to say, I just took care of one of the best hitters in the game and made him look foolish and exposed him inside and then got him outside. Well done.
All right, now go do it again against another one of the best hitters in the game.
Just don't let your machoism take over here and try to blow a fastball by him. And that's the right pitch because you can get caught up real quick and pouring a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and making it look like a ping pong going out.
Yeah, you just get Soto. I'm Superman. Oh, no, this guy is. And to center field and a base hit. You got it off of the barrel with the cutter. Took the sting out of it, but it's a 2-out single for Judge, his first hit of the night. Austin Wells, 1 for 3. Last catcher to win Rookie of the Year, Buster Posey in 2010. Last Yankees catcher to win Rookie of the Year, got to go back to Thurman Munson.
Is Wells a guy that could grow a beard in 2 days, you think?
Oh, it looks that's thick, huh?
Of course, you can't hear.
Ball on.
But he's got the Thurman Munson stash going.
He does.
I'd love to match former Yankee captain as the Rookie of the Year as well. Go ahead, run it first. 2 gone in the 7th. And that drops in there. 1 and 2 on Wells. A couple Rookie of the Year candidates on this team. Luis Heel looked like the front runner early. Colton Cowser probably the favorite at this point in Baltimore. There goes Judge on a 1-2. It's hit on the ground. Ricochets off the mound right to Story. And after 7 innings here in New York, tied at 1.
High fly ball. Deep center field. Meadows is there. Parker Meadows thieves a home run from Raleigh. He planted, he jumped, and he made himself into a poster.
All 6'5". Look at this.
High fly ball, deep right field off the bat of Soto. There it goes. See ya. Into the bleachers, a long home run. And the Yankees lead. He's done it again. A 2-home run day for Judge. Home run number 51. Oh, into Monument Park. Putting on a show. Back to back to back.
Hey, Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center. And an infield hit, and Jordan drills one deep to center field. Oh, my goodness. Jordan with a multi-home run game.
First home run, 461 feet. That home run, 461 feet.
Come on.
7 up, 7 down, all via the strikeout for Skeens.
11 strikeouts for Skeens. 6 innings of no-hit baseball in his first career start on the road. What a man!
Wow.
Paul Skeens! You gotta love it, Pittsburgh. He's yours. He's yours.
He did not disappoint. Came out, was spectacular.
In his first major league win.
All right, so they leave Tim Hill in, and Hill coming over from the Chicago White Sox. Been a different guy. Had an ERA above 5 when he was with the White Sox. He's been excellent with the Yankees.
Whoa, this one knocks his glove off, finds the ball, and tosses over to get Rafaela.
2 pitches so far. Couldn't be more dramatically different. Ground ball, and then a rocket.
102.
Oh, that's fine. It just caught all webbing and good reaction. I love how he brought his hand and tapped it together like he had his glove in his hand, you know.
And Tim can't help but smile. He's this funky left-hander with a personality to match. They say this guy's a beaut. Top of the order for the Red Sox. A strike on Duran. 0 for 3 in this game. Top 3 in the Red Sox lineup combined 0 for 9. 6 Ks. 1 ball, 1 strike. If the Red Sox are going to have a shot here down the stretch, this offense has to figure it out. It's carried them for a lot of the season. Way too often. They've had nights like this lately. Holmes is warming as Hill throws, and Duran chops it along first. That will go foul. Kenny, this is another guy that the White Sox just sort of gave away.
Well, Joe, if you want to know why the White Sox are at 114 losses and counting, they released Tim Hill on June 18th. Yankees signed him. He's contributing to their bullpen. They traded Jay Cousins to the Yankees for cash on March 31st. He's contributing to the Yankees bullpen. And you mentioned Romy Gonzalez of the Red Sox before, batting third tonight. They waived him. The Red Sox claimed him in January. 3 guys that they could have used.
Yeah, headed for a record number of losses there on the south side of Chicago. Hill's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Duran. There, and he's retired all 3 that he's faced. Maybe one more hitter for him here. Lefty-lefty against Devers.
Sidearm delivery is always more connected to your right-handers, and when you get a left-hander that can do that, that is nasty position to be if a left-handed hitter. He just does not see the long levers and the way that he throws it. Just the angles are difficult to pick up.
Especially unpleasant for Devers, who's looked totally off tonight. 0 for 3, 3 Ks. And 0-2. Doesn't it usually work that way when you're feeling off and you're having a tough night? You blink and you're behind 0-2. Eesh. Backswing got Wells there. Home plate umpire Charlie Ramos gives him a moment. Ball. 1-2. Chris Martin ready in the Red Sox pen. Hill throws, and Devers somehow fouls that thing off.
Wow. I mean, the fact that it didn't break.
Tim has one that he likes. Here comes with another 1-2. Devers rolls it along first and foul. Yeah, might have broken his bat.
Yeah, it might have done some damage before that and finished it off that at bat.
Yeah. One, 2 is bounced to second. And Torres will throw over there to get Devers to finish off the top of the 8th. 9 up, 9 down for this Yankees bullpen.
Listen, I've been following you for a while, man. Bottom line is you get your A swing off and generate a lot of pop.
I just want to go
I'm getting
barrel.
this A to B.
Oh, man. Straight to the ball, barrel. Hitting the ball is the hardest thing to do. I'm a person from 0-0, I'm looking for spin. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look for spin, but I'm going to time up a fastball. 0-0, if you spin it, I'm swinging. Like, if you spin it in the middle, I'm going to destroy it.
There it is.
How do you like this start to the second half of this season? The Pirates are over 500. They've come back an improbable win.
2-0, there's a swing and a high fly ball towards the right field corner. Fair or foul towards the pole. It's off the pole and gone. Pavin Smith, his 5th of the year. Pavin swings, that's belted. Deep left field. Alvarez turns, walks, it's gone.
A grand slam. Second home run. Hang on, he's done it again. Pavin Smith, 3 homers.
Holiday no doubt feeling the pressure that comes with the expectations as the #1 consensus prospect in baseball.
And Holiday through the right side. There it is. The first of many. Jackson Holiday with his first major league hit.
And it comes in a major moment.
There's the smiles. It was just a matter of time, folks.
Cloud, the official AI partner of Major League Baseball. Catch the game like never before with Google Cloud AI. And when it all turned, the 2004 American League Championship Series. Game 4 down 3-0. They turn it around, and they end the drought in that 04 season. This game's tied at 1. To the bottom of the 8th inning we go. Chris Martin out of the Red Sox bullpen. It was one of the best relievers in baseball last year. Had a 1.05 ERA, but 3.5 this year. 5, 6, and 7 for the Yankees. Strike one on Stanton.
Well, downhill, big, tall, right-hander. Doesn't walk many. He's going to come right after you.
38 years old, won a World Series with the Braves a couple years ago. Ahead of Stanton 0-2. 9 years in the big leagues. 7 different teams that he's pitched for. After getting his ring with the Braves, went to the Cubs and then the Dodgers. Quick pitch, right by him. And he gets Stanton on 3 pitches.
That's impressive. He comes right after you, and he made his pitches inside. Look, he's kind of, pitching can be simple. If you go downhill straight to your target and you don't have a lot of movement in your head, you can make pitches like this and be able to combine location and power.
One out in the 8th inning for Jazz Chisholm, who singled and walked in this game. Pops the first one off of the hands foul. Solo home run apiece. That is it. Torres for the Yankees in the first. Jansen for the Red Sox in the 5th. The Yankees especially have had their chances, but have stranded 8. Both these teams got walk-off wins in extra innings yesterday. Each day so meaningful. Red Sox just trying to keep their hopes alive in the postseason race. Orioles are off today, so the Yankees have a chance to grow the lead to 2 games.
I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's kind of a big deal at this point, right? 2 versus 1. So each team realizes how important this is. Of course, the Red Sox are in more of a desperate situation than the Yankees are.
Chisholm to second. Gonzalez to first. 2 gone in this 8th inning. Be part of the action like never before. And cast your vote for the MLB Player of the Game. Voting opens after the 6th inning of every game at MLB.com/POTG. Terms and conditions apply. 2 up and 2 down for Chris Martin. Here's Jason Dominguez. Single and a walk in this game. Bounces this one foul.
He definitely has a quick bat, and he's might be a little bit short in nature, but he is stocky and strong.
Looks like an NFL running back build.
Left-handed version of Mike Trout at the plate.
That's a name that a lot of scouts would bring up, as he was the top international prospect. And the Dominican Republic signed to that record bonus right after he turned 16. 0-2 from Chris Martin is way high. Extra special for Jason being in the big leagues with the Yankees. His dad was such a Yankees fan that he named him after Jason Giambi. Threw an extra S in there for the heck of it. Chris Martin with a 1-2-3 8th inning. Pitching dominating this ball game. Tied at 1 to the 9th.
Rookie Adrian Del Castillo in his second second Major League game. It's a fly ball to right field, and he's the first player in Diamondbacks history whose first career home run is a walk-off winner. Diamondbacks win it. Unbelievable. His second big league game. That's his third hit tonight. His first Major League home run is a walk-off winner.
Again, Blanco one pitch away.
Ground ball. Dubon throws to first. No-hitter! Ronald Blanco in his 8th career start. The 30-year-old makes magic on April Fool's Day.
Today, he makes history. Unbelievable.
Corbin, fly ball, right field, it's gone, and they walk it off. They were down 6-0, and they win it 9-8. His first ever walk-off home run. Wow!
It doesn't get any better than this. Corbin Carroll, of all guys, he gets a split finger up in the zone and hammers it out of here.
Raffaello with a fly ball to right field, tagging up. It'll be Yoshida. He will scamper in to score. And there's a shot down the line. He hooks that one all the way to the track.
They have a day, Sadon. Doubled. It clears them.
And that ball is out of here. What a day for Sadon Raffaello. There's a drive. That one sucked. Dahlbeck will score. 7 RBIs for Sadon Raffaello.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Jalen Milroe and 4th-ranked Alabama taking on Wisconsin in a huge SEC Big Ten clash, all starting at 10 a.m. with Big Noon kickoff live from Madison, and then Alabama-Wisconsin at noon on Fox. But they jump around there in Madison. Won't be an easy place for the Crimson Tide to go play. Here's Tommy Canely. Missed the first month and a half with a shoulder. He's been their best reliever since getting healthy.
Well, 7 out of 10 times I'm going to be right if I say he's going to throw a changeup.
Yoshida pinch hitting. And you didn't say it, but had you would have been right.
I'd have been right. Yeah. 70%, 72% to be exact. So he throws a ton of power changeups. And even if you sit on it, sometimes it doesn't matter, because if you execute that pitch, it fades away almost like a split finger.
2 of them. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yoshida in his 2nd season, having another solid season for the Red Sox. That's some big hits for him. 289 as a rookie, 284 this year. And ahead in the count, 2-1. Signed a 5-year contract. To Japan, 7 seasons over there. Had more walks than strikeouts in Japan. Averaged more than 20 home runs a year. A lot of pop in that bat. Rolls this one to second. And it's scooped up by Gleyber Torres for the first out of the top of the 9th. Well, if you happen to just be tuning into this one, a couple solo home runs have provided all the scoring. It was Torres for the Yankees to lead off the game against Cooper Criswell, who didn't give anything up from there and pitched into the 6th inning. But then in the 5th, Danny Jansen for the Red Sox tied it up. And a battle of the bullpens. The Yankees have gone 10 up, 10 down from Hamilton to Hill and now Canely. O'Neill sends a towering drive down the left field line, hooking, foul. Well, it's about time that Tyler O'Neill shows up and does something like that. 5 home runs in his last 5 games, including the walk-off last night.
And loves the first pitch. He jumped all over it. But as you said, just hooked it foul.
30 homers in 100 games. Got him a half swing, and he's so strong that it still goes to the gap. O'Neill headed for second. Judge's throws not in time, and a double for Tyler O'Neill. First base runner for the Red Sox against the Yankees bullpen. You got to go back to the 5th. Find the last time they had anybody aboard.
Well, you said it. A check swing. I don't know if he went. Did he go? He went and was able to hit a double.
That's unreal. Go ahead, run in scoring position. Red Sox looking for their first lead of the game, and it's Connor Wong, who's got a double and a walk. Strike one on that changeup. Red Sox in need of a big hit here. Chance to get to within 3.5 games of the Twins. That would draw them even with the Detroit Tigers. The hunt for the last playoff spot in a year where nobody was really giving them a chance to do that. Chopper foul, 0-2. Canley to Wong.
Ball. 1-2.
The 1-2 pitch. And the count evens 2-2.
Pulled the last 2 of them, and they've all been changeups. And when you do that, you rush and get too far out in front of yourself as a pitcher.
Go ahead, run at second, 1 gone in the 9th. Connor Wong takes ball 3. The same area. Tommy Canley's pitched in 22 games in the second half. He's put up zeros in 21 of them. Kenley Jansen getting ready. Here's the payoff. We'll do it again.
Well, based on this inning, his percentage is going to climb. I don't think we've seen a fastball.
Yeah. Out of the 12 pitches that he's thrown, 1 slider, 11 changeups. Another 3-2 to Wong. Look out, ball 4. He spills the Boston first baseman. And they've got him at first and second.
Another changeup that really the last 4 have gotten away from him. So maybe just see if the first pitch here against Story is not a fastball. Just trying to get that release point going again. The thing about changeups and off speed, when you have great feel for that pitch, it comes out of your hand in a consistency that creates no velocity but an arm angle and an arm swing like a fastball. The last 4 have not come close to the spot he was trying to throw it to.
How do you find it again?
Well, one of the things is you know, he throws everything hard, right? He's overthrowing it and getting out over the rubber too fast to home plate. And when you do that, you're changing the angle of that pitch. That pitch has to have a fade action down. It's actually cutting, and then that last one up and in. You've got to trust that your mechanical key of the grip is going to take care of the velocity change, and then you just throw the pitch on time and let the movement take care of itself.
Trevor Story looking for his first big impact since coming back from the shoulder. First and second, 1 away in the 9th. And a ground ball foul. Trevor had that surgery. They said, you know, we'll see you next year. You don't tear your labrum, fracture your shoulder, and come back. But they say he was an absolute monster in his rehab and hurried back well before he probably should have, but trying to help the Red Sox make one last postseason push. Chance to deliver here in a tie game in the 9th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, not just his first big impact since coming back, but in a Red Sox tenure that's been mostly injuries. Chance for a big swing here. The 1-1 from Canely. Story grounds it along third, and it's 1-2. Home run hitter Danny Jansen waits on deck. Red Sox with their first chance against the Yankees pen. A double from O'Neill, walk from Wong, and a 1-2 count on Story. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup.
You see the grip, and then you see that one pulled just a little bit, but had enough depth to it to fool Story.
Yeah, and instead of Danny Jansen, it's Tristan Casas to pinch hit. The light Story, Casas has missed a lot of this season. Injured his rib in late April. Came back in mid-August. Had a hot start upon returning, but he's been ice cold lately.
Such high hopes, you know, for first base. Been kind of a revolving door for the Red Sox. Trying to find that guy.
So Casas pinch hitting for Jansen in a tie game in the 9th. And taking ball one from Canely. Boy, really inspired a lot of hope last year. Third in Rookie of the Year voting. Hit 24 home runs. Then that injury stunting this season. It's got O'Neill at second, Wong at first. On this 1-0, Casas swings and misses. You know it's coming, and it still dives away from you.
Yeah, you tell yourself again as a hitter, make it be knee or thigh high. Well, this pitch starts out right there, and just because you got to respect, even though we have not seen a true fastball yet, to my knowledge, hitters see that pitch, and it has so much tight and so much depth to it that they haven't been able to do much to it.
2 on, 2 out, 1-1. Casas lays off this time.
See, because there's no fastball that he's thrown to differentiate, when a pitch starts that low, the hitter can recognize it. The pitch has to start out of his hand in a place where he thinks that's a strike, and oh, this might be a fastball, and then hope to get a hanging changeup and hit it.
Drives it in the air to center field, but he just got under it. Judge waits on it to come down, makes the grab, and the Red Sox squander this opportunity. So to the bottom of the 9th we go. Rizzo, Volpe, and Torres coming up.
This will be the 7th pitch to Langford. And he hammers that ball deep out to left. Gone! The Langford grand slam is opening up for the Rangers. 6-0.
Man, he fouled off pitch after pitch. He got the one he wanted. He knew he got it right away. We're starting to see this career take off.
for his 25th home run of the year, and the Mets jump in front 1-0. A sneak attack after taking the last pitch, flat-footed. His 9th home run as a right-hand batter. 25 steals and now 25 home runs for Lindor.
And the Mariners have the bases loaded with 1 out for Cal Raleigh. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Going and going. Grab on, get out the right bread and mustard. It is grand salami time. A walk-off grand slam for Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners win it. They win it 8-4 in an amazing comeback here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Bottom of the 9th inning in a 1-1 game, trying to get this game into extras. He'll face Rizzo, Volpe, and Torres for the Yankees.
Kenley Jansen, not quite the Mariano cutter, but I'd say he's the closest thing to the Mariano cutter. A little different body, big body. Tough to see the pitch coming out of that frame.
446 saves in his career. We got some defensive changes around him. Wong does the catching now. Casas, after pinch hitting, stays in the game and plays first. And Nick Sogard is coming at second. The Yankees, how about this, John? The Yankees have not had a walk-off home run in 2 years.
Anywhere?
Well, it would have to be here.
I see you locked in.
Okay. You were testing me, and I passed. It's Rizzo to start the night.
You are locked in, sir.
It was that guy that hit it back in 22, Giancarlo Stanton. The pitch com issue right away. What a pain that's got to be. I know this 99% good pitch com, but you get all dialed in, locked in for this high-pressure situation, and then you can't hear your little gadget.
You know, I wonder, I'm such a, you know, I can't have tags in my shirts, certain things that are touching. I wonder if I would be able to wear that in my hat. Now, I didn't have a lot of cushion under there, so I didn't have a lot of hair, so I wonder if it would feel differently.
Well, Anthony Rizzo has hit Kenley Jansen hard through the years. And has 5 walk-off home runs in his career, including 1 as a Yankee. So here we go. Bottom of the 9th, Jansen to Rizzo. Fights the first one back foul. Jansen 4th all-time in saves. What a career he's had. Longtime Dodger, 36 years old, and his 15th year. Second one with the Red Sox. Home with an 0-1 pitch. Rizzo punches a ground ball left side. Easy play for Devers. Wide throw. Casas gets his foot back. Woo.
I'm not saying Rizzo wasn't running as hard as you can, but you just never know on a play, especially when it's close. We watch Rizzo running down, and the throw takes him off the bag, but you see he had plenty of time to get back to it.
I tell you what, Casas just now comes into the game. I don't know if Wong makes that play. Not nearly as big. He's only starting his 5th game of his career at first base. Volpe takes a strike. Well, Anthony Volpe, this night where the Yankees have stranded 9, has been at the plate responsible for 8 of those. The bases loaded twice, and runners at first and second the other time. Devers with a pick. And Rafael Devers has put on a show over there a couple times today around that wide throw. He's had 2 tremendous plays.
Wow. I mean, the double play is going to be one of the best double plays turned as hard as the ball Judge hit. But watch his reaction. We talked about baseball as a game of reaction and knowing what to do and quickly doing it. That is the hot corner. That's the definition of the hot corner. Great hands. Easily throws out a speedy runner.
Now it's Torres, who started this game with a home run. Takes outside, ball 1. It was the 13th for Torres. It was a continuation of his second half surge. On this 1-0 pitch, Torres was taken all the way. 2 walk-off home runs in his career. Last one came 2 years ago. Yankees had several that year. If this game goes to the 10th, it'll be Holmes. And 8-9-1 will be due up for the Red Sox. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both these bullpens outstanding. Just 1 base runner against the Red Sox pen the last 3 innings. Another 1-2. 2-2. Soto on deck. Swing and a miss in a 1-2-3 9th inning for Kenley Jansen. Both these teams had extra innings wins yesterday. One of them's going to have one tonight. Unable to advance the runner, which is Casas.
Yeah, that is a huge pitch and out that will send Holmes into the game now, because you move the runner over to third at all costs if you're the leadoff hitter in extra innings, or drive him in, but neither was able to be done.
Canley's so good against left-handed hitters. Left him in for that one lefty right there, and now it's Holmes coming in for Rafaela.
field, and it's gone. Shea Langoliers back on track indeed. Set up towards center field, and far did it? It did! Shea Langoliers loves this ballpark. He swings at the first pitch. That is sent deep. Shea Langoliers, have yourself a game. A 3-homer game.
Swinging a high fly ball to deep right center. Siri back toward the track. At the wall, leaves and got it. He caught it. Took away a homer.
What a catch in center field by Siri. Still digesting that catch made by Jose Siri out there. A home run robber, to be sure.
One of the best plays that we've seen all season long. And boy, was it a big one. Seven up, 7 down, all via the strikeout for Skeens.
11 strikeouts for Skeens. 6 innings of no-hit.
But second one away, and here is Clay Holmes, who is an all-star for good reason, but has lost his closer job with too many blown saves to stomach, and then put him in a different role yesterday, gave up the tying run in the 7th inning, heard the boos as he came into the game here tonight. Strike one on Rafaela.
Well, you got to believe it's a little bit of a confidence thing because he's really, really nasty with the kind of stuff he possesses. And he may not be the highest strikeout guy, but he takes the meat of the barrel of the bat off with that sinker. And then couple it with that breaking ball. He's got both lanes covered. And that's hard for a hitter to cover both when he is on.
Facing the rookie, who's 0 for 3 in this game. Duran waits on deck. Holmes home with an 0-2, and it's a breaking ball rolled to third, picked up by Chisholm. 2 gone in the 10th.
Now, I think what happens from time to time is he falls in love with that breaking ball, and that breaking ball is at the wrong time, probably getting hit in the middle of the zone where that sinker. That sinker to me is as nasty as they get.
Heavy. Alex Cora is going to send a pinch runner out there. That is Rob Refsnyder, who was originally in the starting lineup, but his wrist bothering him. So out there replacing Casas. Now needing his wheels to score on a base hit. Jaron Duran at the plate. Duran 0 for 4 today. Yankees in the bottom of the 10th have Soto, Judge, Wells coming up.
And that's what I'm saying. Knowing that as a team, it was so crucial to get him over to third with less than 2 outs, knowing what the other lineup is coming up with in the bottom half.
0-2.
So he throws the sinker, and then he throws this breaking ball, and it's tight and goes down in the middle of the zone, a sinker away.
Flied to left. Easy one for Dominguez, and Clay Holmes strands the free runner. And the big dogs coming up, needing one for the win.
Machado looking, and all he can do is bow to the great Aroldis Chapman of the Pirates.
This ball is hit hard, deep left field. Travis d'Arnaud has given the Braves the lead. Shot from Travis d'Arnaud. He's looking to add another. d'Arnaud goes yard for the 2nd time tonight. This one is hit well. Deep left center field. It is a grand slam for Travis d'Arnaud. His 3rd homer of the night. And the Braves lead 7-3.
will set the stage for Xavier Edwards. Selfishly looking for a single to complete the cycle. Towards short, Adames has it, gets rid of it quick, and he's safe! It's a single, and it's a cycle!
The second ever cycle in Marlins franchise history belongs to Xavier Edwards. It took 30 years, Arise, and now Edwards.
Yankees have a chance to get back-to-back walk-off wins for the first time in 3 years. Josh Winkowski trying to keep him from doing that, looking to extend this game to the 11th, but he's going to have his hands full. John Birdie, the free runner at second, pinch running. Juan Soto's at the plate. Here we go. Strike one to the inside corner. And Manuel Valdez at second base. Nick Sogard over to first. Alex Cora moving all his pieces around here late. Winkowski's 0-1. Soto takes ball one. Yankees a chance to grow the lead to 2 games over the Orioles. Soto swings and misses. Sinker dives away from him.
First time I've seen Soto in a game get a little bit big, open up a little quick on that swing, and they've exposed him to the tune of 2 strikeouts.
Lays off this time. All the amazing things Juan Soto's done in his career. He only has 1 walk-off hit back when he was with the Nationals. On a 2-2. Grounds one through into center field. Here comes Birdie. Rafaela's throw. Not in time. Juan Soto's first walk-off hit as a Yankee comes against the Red Sox. No, they waste no time here in the 10th. Soto leads it off with a game-winning base hit to center.
Shortened his swing up a little bit and smoked it to center field. Great secondary lead by Birdie. Allowed this run to be scored. A great effort here at the plate to throw this ball just a little bit offline, and Yankees do it again.
And so they lead the Orioles by 2 games. Boy, a big swing for Soto and a big swing in the standings. You were saying this earlier. 15 games left now. 2 feels a whole lot different than 1.
Yeah, it's kind of like match play now in golf. You don't have many holes left, many games left if you're the Orioles to pick up 2 games.
Torres started it. Soto ends it. The bullpen, though, really wins it. 5 innings from the bullpen, just 1 hit. For this pen that has been the sore spot for the Yankees. And for the first time in a long time, they get back-to-back walk-off wins. Two to 1, the final score. Yankees over the Red Sox. The Sox, with a heartbreaking loss, fall to 4.5 games out of the wild card spot. With just a little over 2 weeks remaining. This improbable ride on life support
Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Juan, in that situation, runner on second, obviously the game is on the line. What's your process?
I mean, I was just trying to see the ball well against that guy. I haven't seen it in a while, so I was trying to take a pitch, to get a pitch right down the middle and try to drive it. You know, at the end of the day, I go to 2 strikes. I just try to get my job done, get that guy over and try to help the team to win.
So tonight, pitchers dominated. What was it like playing in this game? What was going on for you guys?
I mean, our pitchers are nasty. I feel like Nestor was great. And our bullpen, we have one of the best bullpens. I mean, shout out to Clay Holmes. I mean, coming in, shut those guys down. They're just incredible. I think days like that, we just got to take it, try to get a good pitch and try to drive it. You know, at the end of the day, they nibble and they hit in the corners, but
that's your first walk-off hit as a Yankee. I guess you're going to remember that. What else will you remember?
So we'll see if we can get a word or two if anything happened to Fitzgerald. Hoskin takes a strike. Hoskin's not hitting for average, but he sure is hitting for other things. 23 home runs, 71 driven in.
Here we go.
Here it's high. Joey Ortiz is on deck. Hoskins taps this one foul.
I like that stat on Rhys Hoskins. 27% of his hits, home runs.
Got him.
Good breaking ball. Well, 2,025 ticket memberships are available right now. And check out the plans. Go to sfgiants.com/memberships and get on board for 2025.
Here's Ortiz, and he drives this one right at McRae, who barely has to move, and that's a quick out.
One pitch, one out.
And that'll bring up Terang. Terang is 0 for 5 in the series. And he takes Birdsong's pitch high. 1 ball and no strikes. Down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Only 2 hits in the game, 1 for each team. Birdsong with a couple of strikeouts. As this is fouled out of play, and the one thing that everybody's keeping an eye on is, can he get through this game without walking a lot of people?
It's been his key.
And it's 2-2.
Good pitch. Terang, former first-round pick by the Brewers in 2018. And he's in the 9th spot. What is unique about his numbers is how many times have you seen a guy in the 9th spot in the lineup with 41 steals? Well, that's Bryce Terang.
Now, manager will sell that to Terang by saying, look, you're in the 2nd leadoff spot.
You're right. You get speed in the 9th spot, 1st spot, 2nd spot, which they have. It's a lot of speed.
Hit up the middle, work for Wisely, and he'll do it. And Terang can get down the line. but Wisely throws him out.
Well hit deep right. The power of De La Cruz. 4 extra base hits. He just crushed his second homer of the game. What a souvenir. Reds get one back in a big way. His 3rd career multi-home run game.
And Newbar to center field. Perkins giving it a run. Still back. Perkins leaps. He got it. Blake Perkins. A superhero act out in center field. Timed it up perfectly. And that was going to be a home run. He just took one away from Lars Nootbaar. What a play by Blake Perkins out in center. Made it look easy, like he does everything.
Hey, Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center.
And an infield hit, and Jordan drills one
Deep to center field. Oh, my goodness. Jordan with a multi-home run game.
First home run, 461 feet. That home run, 461 feet.
Come on.
Pay off in a big spot right here. Sends it deep the other way. Donovan backing up to the track, to the wall. And Pavin Smith hits one off the wall. This will get 2 runs home. 8-1. Pavin Smith the other way.
Junipero, America's original craft gin, is distilled and bottled unfiltered at a bold 98.6 proof. The gin of choice of our San Francisco Giants.
Really good shot. Here's Casale. Our crew being creative.
Yeah, I mean, I need to know the name of that flower. That was nice.
No balls and 1 strike. Casale hit his first home run on Sunday in San Diego, and it didn't look like it was going to mean a whole lot at the time, and it turned out to be the lead run in the win. This is cued foul. I told him afterward, I said, why didn't you pimp it? He goes, it's been so long since I hit one, I didn't know if it was going to go out or not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a catcher.
1-2.
But I got to tell you, you hit 1 home run in your career, and you had a great trot.
Yeah, I should have slowed it down a little bit, enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know that was going to be the only one.
Sliding into second, though, was a little overdone.
I didn't think so.
Swing, gonna miss. He got him. Well, get all your Giants action on the go with the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota. You can scan the QR code now to start streaming. Here's Wisely, now the Giants shortstop. And he takes a strike. Wisely hitting .242, 3 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Jung-Ho Lee is here with his interpreter, Justin. 2 really cool people.
You know what's great about being here? I mean, it's such a grind, and guys go so hard, and they take it so seriously. You walk in the Giants clubhouse, and there is always going to be a couple personalities that just are seeming like they're enjoying the moment. And these 2 guys are.
They are.
They love what they do. They have fun doing it. I mean, they're 2 of the most approachable people in the clubhouse. And, you know, you just like being around guys that are having the time of their life. And they are. At least they act like it. Well, that's us. We've been having the time of our life for 50 years.
Well, you watch those 2 and I mean, Justin has really got a terrific sense of humor. And you wonder if he even entertains Jung-Ho Lee, and clearly he does. Here's the 1-2. That's high, 2-2.
Well, I think it's an asset if you could entertain in a couple languages, and Justin could definitely do that.